everyone? Welcome back to the Nerd Rage Gaming Pokemon Anything. My name is Dan Hugar. I am here with Brian DeVeza, and Brian, we are finally back.
Yeah, it's been a long time. It's been a few weeks. It's a mix of Magic events, just stream not being able to be up and stuff like that, but we're just happy to be back.
Dude, it's exciting. We are happy to be here. And Brian, it's also been a while since you and I are here together, so we've got a whole lot of stuff to talk about today.
Yeah, it's been a while. I think it's been since before Worlds.
It was the week before Worlds was actually our last one.
Yeah,
so
it was the last one. So it's been a while. A lot's kind of been happening, and a lot's going to be happening in the next few weeks. There's been a lot of reveals. There's been a lot of event stuff kind of going on. So there's a lot of stuff to be excited about within our amazing little cardboard game here.
I'm really excited about it because we have the 2026 season starting off. And if you're our teammate Ryan and you already have locals almost completed, maybe the season's well into swing for you. But for me, who's not good locally, we got Pittsburgh coming up.
Yeah, that's coming up. It's coming up quick too.
2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks out, and it's really exciting because the first event of every single North American season, it's always a huge event, and there's always a lot of people that come out to play. So it's really exciting to be there.
And we have, with seniors, juniors, and masters combined, more than 3,400 players registered for Pittsburgh
That's
right
insane,
now.
Yeah, and then Milwaukee's going to be right after too. So
yes,
there's a lot of exciting local events and a lot of stuff around our area. So if you're around the Chicagoland area, Wisconsin area, there's a lot to be excited about. And I see John Wangard already in the chat, hoping to see some Miraidon, and I'm pretty sure he's probably going to be killing it too once he comes around to Milwaukee time.
We're going to see John. We may have a little Don today.
Yeah.
And I agree, Brian. Milwaukee is close to 2,500 players registered right now, and
Yeah.
Buenos Aires, very upset.
Yeah.
That sold out in less than 60 seconds,
Which is insane. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. So.
Logan, awesome to have you here. Boxy, that is unfortunate, but that still sounds like a really fun adventure down to Halloween Horror Nights.
Yeah.
Jesse, thank you for joining. Happy to have you here. Wait, Brian, maybe people do want to still watch us, even though we've been gone.
Yeah, I think
this
people
is
are,
nice.
Yeah, people are excited to see us back. So I'm super glad for everyone in chat to be showing up already and stuff like that. So we'll be getting started real soon with our games here. And we got a lot to be excited about with this upcoming season.
We do. And I will say, so for those who are joining us tonight, we have 4 rounds of Pokemon. Everyone here, Logan, man, it's great to have you here. Thank you.
Appreciate it, man.
We will have 4 rounds of Pokemon tonight. Everyone here is earning points towards qualifying for our League Invitational. We will have an update on the leaderboard by the end of the night because Rory, lovely judge's fiance, is currently filling out the leaderboard.
Yeah, probably has the neatest handwriting out of all of us.
Without a doubt. So we are taking advantage of that.
Yeah.
But then we also will be talking about big results out of Worlds, which I'm sure everyone's talked about Worlds, but I want to talk a little bit about Eevee. And I want to talk about how we start to use this stuff for Pittsburgh, because unless you're going to Monterey or Frankfurt, Pittsburgh's the first one in the U.S.
Yeah, so Pittsburgh's going to be a big event. We're really excited for it, and I'm really excited to get started with watching the season and stuff like that, seeing it unfold, and seeing which players are really going to be making that next step, that kind of jump and stuff like that. It's going to be excited to see a lot of the seniors that age up to Masters kind of start killing it too. So there's going to be a lot of new faces and a lot of returning faces that we kind of see at the top tables.
100%. Logan, I love the dedication to the next format. I'm not going to be opposed to that. Megas are going to be a very, very different thing.
Yeah.
Fire, you're in the right spot because we've got some pretty competitive players here, as always. Got a bunch of former Worlds invites in the room. Got a couple regional top 8s around, myself included. So it's going to be a fun one.
Yeah, and a lot of day 2 competitors too. So that's the nice thing about our locals is we try to make it an inclusive community, but we also make it something where people who want to be competitive are able to get the good practice in. And a lot of our players are trying to get that practice for Pittsburgh.
100%. Sammy, awesome to have you here too. And yes,
so back.
We are so back, and we try to really walk that line of we want it to be fun and engaging because we're slinging shiny cardboard. If it's not fun, what are we doing?
I know that's our adult thing. It's it's the one thing we kind of look forward to at the end of the week,
right?
Because with all the stresses of working and stuff like that, we just want to be able to have a nice and enjoyable Thursday night. So
listen, I love my job, but I got to tell sad people all day to stop being sad. It's better than that, I promise.
I know, but I'm treating people all the time, so it's nice to be able to just come here, enjoy our hobbies, and just enjoy people with like minds,
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that is balanced though with we want to win.
Oh, absolutely.
And we want to get better.
Absolutely.
And unfortunately, you don't always get better by winning. A lot of times you got to get your butt whooped.
Yep.
And so we are actually going to see I love this. So we had mentioned Rory was working on our leaderboard, but we actually have Michael Storms versus Rory. And just so you all know, Michael and Rory are getting married on Saturday.
Yeah,
so this was the perfect one to start off with.
Winner sleeps on the couch, I guess.
Right, exactly. All right, and so we are going to see Michael going first. Michael is playing Dragapult with, Xatu, whereas Rory is playing Charizard Pidgeot. So, Brian, talk us through it.
Yeah, so it's going to be exciting. Michael's taking a little bit of a slower approach playing the Tatsugiri and kind of looking to set up the board here early. So Dragapult, like both of these decks really like to play slow. I see the rare candy here, but we really like to play things slow, try to get the Dreepies kind of down, slowly evolve up to the Dragapult line and take advantage of that Recon Directive engine to be able to just draw more cards and to use the Badoo to kind of slow down the opponent's way of evolving. So, nice and slow stage 2 deck, really, really effective. And it's like what we were talking about, Dan, earlier. It's like you're pretty much losing till you're winning.
100%. And so the Logan, actually, yes, because Michael's our judge and Rory hasn't played in like 2 years, so these are actually major throwbacks.
Yeah.
And yes, Arctic, this is not a good start to the marriage. But I think you said it well. For decks like Dragapult, and honestly, stage 2 decks in general, especially with Badoo being such a big part of the game, it really is you take your time, you set up your board. You are not trying to do the Regidrago V-Star. You're not trying to just run people over.
Yeah, definitely. And that's the thing that kind of takes a lot of players by surprise initially, is because you'll see in the past with stage 2 decks like Charizard, a few formats ago, you're trying to kind of rush the rare candy Pidgeot, rare candy Zard kind of thing. But now you really just want to take your time, try to get your board kind of set up and set up for the end game. So we're kind of seeing that with Rory's side here. So let's see if she's able to kind of get some of her Pokemon kind of down on the board here. See if we can take advantage of the TM Evo to get a Charmeleon and a Pidgeotto here going.
And TM Evo, I think, is going to be really powerful here because Rory may be deciding to not use it.
Yeah.
But I think TM Evo is going to be really powerful here because we can get into a Pidgeotto. We could get into a Dusclops if we wanted to.
Yeah.
And we could just apply so much pressure.
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like a lot of these stage 2 decks are kind of taking the Gardevoir approach now, to where you're trying to really just take things slow and then just use your powerful board presence to take multiple prizes in in a few turns here to kind of close out your game here. So looking at what Rory kind of wants to do here, we're going to grab the Bravery Charm and the Buddy Poffin.
I will actually say, I know we said Team Evo made the play. I didn't see a Charmeleon. I didn't see a Pidgeotto.
Yeah.
I didn't actually see a Dusclops in there. Am I just missing all the Pokemon, Brian?
Yeah, I think we might be. I see the Dusk Noir, but I'm not seeing any of the middle people here. So we're going to see what the Buddy Poffin's going to grab here, and I think you might be right, Dan. Oh, I see a Dusclops.
There is a Dusclops, but... and there's one Charmeleon. Okay, so there's a Dusclops and Charmeleon. We could Team Evo there, but yes, Arctic, there is no Max Belt. There is no Chi-Yu. There is a Prime Catcher. And Logan, that Lily's supporter is going to be so good. And Brian, we should talk about that a little bit later.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So there's going to be a lot of cool stuff coming out in the next few formats here. But I think on Rory's side, just being able to just go into the... no TM Evo angles okay here, just because I don't see any sort of Badoo pressure here. So
also, Michael's hand is horrible.
Yeah, so since there's not really too much going on his side here, it's not the worst thing in the world to kind of just grab all your basic mons here and then rely on the rare candy to kind of get your engine going.
Especially when Michael declines to take a supporter off Tatsugiri. Now, granted, I don't think it was his choice, but we do see the Dracloak come down.
Dracloak, the Recon Directive is going to come down here. I think that's a TM Devo and an energy. So I think we're going to be taking the energy here. Attachment for turn here. And it looks like that might be all that Michael can kind of do here. So,
wow.
This is really good here. Wow.
So who needs skill when you can just draw everything? And we do see the rare candy into Pidgeotto. That's real good. Listen, Sammy, that could be a thing. Actually, that can't possibly be the play, is it?
What, Cruel Arrow? No, it can't be. So we're going to rare candy Zard here. and this is an insane start.
This is a wildly good start. Bryce, could we crank the volume a little bit? Also, Brian, we should probably just talk a little louder.
Yeah, we probably should.
Yes, Murray. Also, Murray, so happy to have you back. Thank you for your
you.
patience and faith in us over time.
So we're getting some energies onto the Charmanders here, too, which I really like. I like this, that we're being able to spread the energy amongst the Charmanders here, just because if you're putting all of the fire energies on one of the Manders and then you end up just getting it knocked out, then it just seems like a waste of your of your resources here. So
it is, and I'm sorry, I'm laughing at John's
message.
Michael destroying the marriage straight up and early. So Arctic, yes, having the double candy is exactly what I would expect turn one from Zard. But on Michael's end, we do see the Recon Director for Buddy Puff, and I mean, we're back in it, Brian.
Yeah, we're back in it, and I'm pretty sure there's a Dragapult in hand as well.
Yes.
So I'm pretty sure Michael's going to be able to attack this turn, which is going to be very important for him to be able to continue this game. So the Buddy Puffin's going to come down. We're going to see 2 Dreepies enter the board as well. See that first swing come down, and then probably just pass it back onto Rory's side. Doesn't seem like there's much else that Michael can kind of do here.
Ben, awesome to have you here. Thank you for joining. And yes, but I mean,
you,
granted, a Phantom Dive right now is not bad.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, Phantom Dive is super good here just because, I mean, you're already going to be starting to spread some of that damage all over the board here. So we're going to be seeing a lot of creativity here on Michael's side to see where he's going to be putting a lot of these damage counters. So it looks like we're just going to be putting 3 damage counters on each Charmander, which I'm not too mad about.
No, I think I would probably have loved to seen it concentrate a little more on one over the other, just because if it's a 90 HP Charmeleon, we're not going to be able to Phantom Dive onto it anyway. If it's 100 HP, we need an extra one.
True.
But, I mean, Michael's still in a pretty good spot, even with Rory being that aggressive.
Yeah, definitely. And it's like not like the Charizard's able to take any sort of big knockouts here anyways, unless we have some sort of gust. So it's pretty much going to be like if Rory decides that she wants to go down to 4 prizes or if she just wants to swing into the big Dragapult here. And I feel like either one kind of has its ups and downs here, but I think part of me prefers taking the knockout onto one of the bench Dreepies just to even out the prizes.
And I'm actually going to disagree. I think hitting into this Dragapult right now is much, much better. Reason being, we know Michael doesn't play Neo Upper Energy.
Yeah.
He plays Unfair Stand, which is a really good card.
Yeah, definitely.
But it means he's 2 attachments away from attacking with the Dragapult.
That's fair. Oh, yeah, and then, I mean, he still has to evolve all the way back up, too, so that's another thing we kind of have to think about as well.
Exactly. And so that's exactly it. The amount of pressure that Rory can apply just by attacking into this Dragapult is huge and can make up for the fact that, unfortunately, she does not have the strongest board herself because of the amount of pressure that Phantom Dive applies.
Yeah, definitely.
And so this is exactly what I was thinking of. With the Charmeleon coming down now, one of those Charmanders will survive into the next turn.
Yeah, definitely.
And that means Rory will be able to clean up this Dragapult. And Brian, that's a big deal.
Yeah, definitely. So looking like that Charmeleon's probably going to go on to the one that has 2 energy. Flare Veil ability will protect it from any sort of damage counter placement. And I think we might just see the swing here soon.
And I would agree. And I think that is the right choice.
Yeah.
All right, so we do see the hit into Dragapult, and Michael is on full top deck mode until he takes a few prizes this turn.
Ooh,
oh, my
of course.
goodness.
Never punished. Never punished.
Not even a little.
Yeah. Oh, and looking like we're just going to go straight into the Dragapult here.
What do you think about that decision?
Yeah, I don't think it's the worst thing in the world just because he wants to be able to have an attacker for the next turn just because it's pretty much assumed that this Dragapult in the active is going to be knocked out. So if there's another big body on the board here, he can start working towards powering that up. And it helps that he drew into that Luminous energy off the Iono. So
that is actually a huge deal because now Michael is 1 attachment away from a follow-up Phantom Dive here.
Yeah, which is huge here. So we're going to see that attachment come down. And at the bare minimum, at the next turn, we're able to see at least a Dragon Headbutt.
And I mean, that isn't quite enough to get through another Charizard.
Yeah, it's still something, though. So at the very least, we have something that we're able to do. So it looks like Michael might be eyeing to do another Ultra Ball here.
And so this is where we could be going for Tatsugiri. We could go for the Monkey Dory.
Yeah, I was about to say Monkey Dory seems like it would be really good here as well. Just because as we're kind of setting up the next attacker here, being able to get Monkey Dory kind of going will be able to even out a lot of the math here and be able to get more damage counters kind of moved around the board here.
And so I'm just going to say, Brian, on my end, I think Pheasantipede is possibly the worst option you could have gone for here. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I would agree too. Just because the Pheasantipede, it's not really grabbing anything. It's not, I mean, it's not able to draw or anything like that. So if it was, after the knockout, sure, we can do the Pheasantipede, but it doesn't seem like there's too much value in just grabbing it right now.
And I think Michael is connecting the dots on, wait, you didn't knock anything out.
Yeah.
All right, so we will see the knockout on Charizard, knockout on Charmander.
Yep, and we're going to put 2 damage counters onto the Pidgeot here.
Which, I mean, to me, that makes sense.
Yeah, because, I mean, there's no other option you can really do here. So, looks like we're just going to bring the Charmeleon up here, and then we'll see very soon an Infernal Rain to power up the next Charizard.
And I would love, in this case, to see Rory play Iono on this turn.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It would be super good here just because now that Michael's kind of taken a lot of prizes here, he doesn't have too much draw support to kind of grab anything else. And that would put that Pheasantipede that he just grabbed at the bottom of the deck, too, which will be really important as well. So Iono here would be really huge.
I agree. And so, Arctic, I also agree. I think Devo could be catastrophic for Rory. But that being said, I think Rory's still in a fine position because if we Iono Michael into Oblivion here, he's only going to see 2 cards. And like you said, Brian, that Fez is at the bottom of the deck.
Yeah, definitely.
Rory could get back into a really good spot. And, dude, this is one of the reasons I love the format right now.
Yeah.
There's not an easy clear cut by turn 2, you win or lose.
Yeah, definitely. So there's a lot of like kind of skill expression too, and we kind of saw that at Worlds with the way that people are building their decks too. So it's gonna be one of those things that we kind of talk about in the middle of our rounds here. But a lot of really cool stuff, kind of doing well in the format right now.
Yeah. Okay, so we are Pidgeotting for Charmander, and then Michael's just saying, just wait until you get the Charmander to then evolve. We're all friends here, guys.
Yeah, so it's nice to see the 2 of them helping each other out here, and that's kind of like what we're talking about, trying to get our good community here going.
Togekiss Dengo, I think, Sammy, is insane right now. Though I'm not going to lie, I think the Chansey build is just so much cooler.
Yeah.
Not that Togekiss isn't awesome, but, like, dude, it's Chansey. Like, that's so sick.
I know, it's Chansey, and it's like, you pretty much just, like, try to roll for extra prizes here, which is really fun, too.
I know, but also you get to use Redeemable Ticket, which is so good.
Yeah, definitely. So a lot of fun stuff in the format, too. So it was kind of like one of those things we were kind of discussing, like Gholdengo, too. So it'll be a lot of fun kind of talking about that after our rounds are kind of finishing up here.
Jolly, I also agree. I think Terrabox is really good, but I think your point there is actually why I'm probably not going to play it to Pittsburgh is, dude, I do not want to get Iono'd into Oblivion and just straight up lose because of it.
Definitely. So Michael's going to be finally able to get that attachment here. So he will be able to get another powered up Dragapult here. Pheasantipede's going to come down, flip the script, we'll grab, seems to be Nest Ball, Bear,
and Count.
I think
or is that Arven?
Arven, I think. Yeah, so.
Well, Logan, Blanks, Jolly, we are clearly all on the same page of Joltik Dengo, and Dengo is a move. And we want to look at some of the data from Worlds because, holy, everyone else apparently agreed with that.
A lot of people really like that deck too, so a lot of cool stuff.
All right, so on Michael's end, we do see the Buddy Poffin.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to grab anything, though, because I feel like, I mean, the only thing that's eligible to be put onto the bench here is probably just Badoo, and it feels like there's not too much of a reason to put that one down, too. It just seems like that could just be a free prize to be taken away here, but it looks like we're eyeing the Tatsugiri.
Okay, okay.
Which is not too bad. And then I guess we're going to thin the Badoo out of the deck as well.
So the only risk with this is if Rory does play Monkey Dory and Dark Energy, this could completely change the game for her.
Definitely.
But I don't know if she does.
Yeah, I don't think so either, because, I mean, we do see the Prime Catcher in the deck, so it seems like it's a little bit of an older build of Charizard, so don't see if it was going to be much of that anyways. So we're going to see the Recon Directive come in, Rescue Board, and a Buddy Poffin.
Rescue Board seems fine.
Yeah.
Oh, going on the Dragapult.
Yeah.
And I think Michael could be saying, like, hey, you're going to hit into this Dragapult, and I would really like to be able to go into a different attacker once you do.
Yeah, definitely. So it seems pretty good here. Especially if a big Charizard attack gets it lower, then the retreat actually becomes free as well.
Yes. So Rescue Board has that extra terminology of it
Yeah.
is reduce retreat by 1, but if if the Pokemon's attached to us 30 HP or less, it is free retreat, which is wild.
Yeah, definitely. So it looks like we're just going to do the Phantom Dive here, and then we're going to power up another Charizard here.
That is so good
and
for
then
Rory.
Another Iono here. I think Turo would be really good here too if we were just to Turo up the Charizard.
Or not even the Charizard. I think you're fine to Turo up the Pidgeot.
Yeah, I feel like either one. It's like if you just are able to put any of them up, it definitely changes a lot.
100%. And so one thing Rory did not take advantage much this game is that Duskull and Dusknoir line.
Yeah, and I feel like at that point of the game, though, where the Dragapults are kind of active, it doesn't seem like it's very good to put the Duskulls in play because they're just giving up a free prize at that point.
Agreed. It is definitely one you need to get them down early in order to evolve up, but even then, they are a bit of a liability. And I think we have a Turo in hand if we didn't Ultra Ball it away.
I'm pretty sure the Turo's there, so...
Which... I mean, Brian, I actually think I'd want to see, like I said, the Pidgeot Turoed more than the Charizard.
Yeah, definitely.
And I mean, for me, the only reason why is that way you have 2 attackers. So Michael still has to hit at least twice more to clear out your attackers. Whereas if we Turo the other Charizard, Michael can say, all right, I'm just going to hit this Charizard twice, and you got nothing.
Yeah, definitely. So there's a lot here, and then Iono. I mean, Iono I'm still not too mad about because... if we really wanted to, we could just retreat out this Charizard into the fresh one to swing into the Dragapult. But, I mean, putting Michael down to 3 cards as well, not the worst thing in the world here, too. So, seems like we got, on Rory's side, TM Evo, Counter Catcher, I think Arven, and then doesn't seem like we have too much on Michael's side either as well.
No, but just hitting into this Dragapult is totally fine.
Yeah,
so we hit in for 270.
Yeah, so we're going to hit. Looks like I don't think we can use the counter catcher here because we're both tied on prizes.
Correct.
Yeah, so I think Michael's just kind of explaining to Rory about what the damage would be currently at this state of the game here.
Yes, and so being able to hit into the Dragapult does apply pressure. Michael doesn't have too much good in hand, and that Pheasantipity is not going to activate.
Yeah, and it still feels pretty solid just to be able to play Iono this late into the game. Especially since there's only one Cloak in place, so it definitely limits what Michael's draw power kind of is. So, you know, even though we kind of preferred the Turo play, I feel like the Iono play is still not the worst thing in the world either.
I would agree.
Yeah.
And Logan, I agree. No Devo is definitely problematic, but it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
Because we could always retreat and attach into something else.
Exactly. So it seems like we're just going to go for the Cloak first here. Ooh, Unfair Stamp. Unfair Stamp would be really good here for the next turn. Now we're trying to see what we want to grab here.
So I think I actually would like to keep the Arven, just because you can Arven for Unfair Stamp and Devo and just close this out.
Yeah, so I think that might be what we're looking at here.
Sammy, I do think that could be good for Devo. If Michael takes a knockout on the Charizard here anyway, Devo would just knock out the Pidgeot when it devolves into Pidgey. So still going to be in a good spot. Obviously, does not play around Mist Energy, but I don't think Rory plays Mist Energy.
Yeah, which is funny because I feel like at this point where this deck was built, I feel like a lot of Zardless were playing the Mist Energy because it seems like it was that time, that era that we were playing Mist Energy just because of the frequency of Devo being played. That was like around like that EUIC to like Indianapolis kind of time when everyone was playing Charizard. Yeah.
Which makes sense. And sorry, my wife just texted me that my baby loves the dog licking his fingers when he's in the high chair eating, and that's adorable.
That's the most adorable thing ever.
Sorry, back on Pokemon.
Yes,
but
back on Pokemon.
Yes, Devo is very, very good.
Yes, but the only thing, too, that we have to think about is that since we have this rescue board on the active, we need an energy onto one of the benched Pokemon in order to use the Devo.
We do. And so there are Pokemon in the past, like Cramorant, that had an ability that reduced the amount of energy needed to attack. Fortunately, ain't nothing like that on Michael's board. So, I mean, to be honest, just knocking out this Charizard and hoping to find an energy isn't horrible, though.
It's not horrible because, I mean, there's still time.
Yes.
Yeah, there still is time just because, I mean, we don't have too many cards in hand right now. and being able to put damage onto the board either way is still going to put pressure. So
Yes.
we still have an opportunity.
And so we do see multiple rescue boards coming down. The one good thing though going for Michael, like like you said, Brian, is there is time. When Rory does take this knockout, Michael's going to have a Dracloak to draw.
Yeah.
We're going to have a Pheasantipity to draw. We're going to have Tatsugiri to dig for Arven. We've got a really good odds to hit it anyway.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So there's a lot of things. Oh, we have the energy too here. So I guess depending on what we get here off of the draw here, it seems like not too much we can do. I think like one of the main things we might have to do here is we might just have to either disrupt or maybe just Turo up the Pidgeot.
Well, and I do think we have to either Turo the Pidgeot, we have to Iono, or we have to gust Pheasantipity. And to be honest, I think gusting Pheasantipity and Iono would be really, really strong here.
Yeah, definitely. Just because it gets you down to that one prize as well. And being able to disrupt back to one without a Pheasantipity is also really good here too.
And so that's a big deal. Even if Michael's allowed to attack with Dragapult, that doesn't actually change anything without Gust.
Definitely.
And if Rory can Iono to one and knock out Fez, that's really, really strong.
Yeah, there's a few like lines here that will definitely make Michael have to really think about how he wants to approach the next turn here. Either way, it feels like he could win it in the next like turn or two anyways, just because if he does end up going into the Devo play here, even though it doesn't knock out the Charmander, it would still put him in a position where he can knock it out the next turn as well.
And also Rory would need a rare candy in order to bounce back.
Yeah, and I think we've used all the rare candies already too.
I think we have, and I also don't think we have access to Turo anymore.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to have to be Iono if possible. Although, are we just quick searching for
the Defiance Band?
Interesting.
Just because the Burning Darkness would just knock out anyways.
Correct.
Yeah.
And we do just take the knockout. And then if Michael can just find an energy.
He has one off the prizes.
Oh, does he have an energy off the prizes?
He got one off the prizes, yeah.
Well, you know what?
Yeah.
There we go. We are going to attach.
Yep.
We are going to Devo.
And Michael is sleeping on the couch tonight.
100%. And if you've ever seen a wedding cut off 2 days before, well, now you have, everyone. This is how relationships end.
Yep.
So Michael does take the win against Rory, devolving both the Pidgeot and the Charizard with enough damage on the Pidgey to knock it out.
We take a very, very fun, flashy win here.
Yes.
On Michael's side here in a very fun fashion.
So now, I will say, at what cost?
What cost?
So I will say, with all love to that play, was it the highest tier gameplay? No. But I was actually glad we saw it because it did lay out a lot of how these matchups go.
Yeah.
There are so many lines to the games and matchups right now where it is not just, do I punch you until I get to 6 first? Like, you have to play around Devo, you have to play around stalling mechanics, you have to map out both your and your opponent's prizes. Like, the game's kind of complicated to play effectively right now.
Yeah, definitely. And you got to play around the big disruption stuff, too, especially late game disruption, too. So, closing out games, kind of like how we were talking about earlier, is a really big part of the game right now. Being able to close out effectively, too. So there's a lot of things too. So and once it gets to the point where you're playing in these major events, being able to close out in a good amount of time also becomes a big play too.
So that is a huge deal. And something else I think we need to talk about is, Brian, the time rules are changing.
Yeah, time rules are changing. I think, have they changed for local events already?
As of now, yes.
Yeah.
So as of September 1st, they've changed for all local and major events. And so the new rule is, previously, it was best of 3, 50 minutes, plus 3 turns. Or in like this local level, best of 1, 30 minutes, plus 3 turns. So whatever turn ended was turn 0, and there are 3 more to follow. Now, it is best of 3, 50 minutes, plus 1. That's a big difference.
Plus 1 for each side, or just plus 1?
Just plus 1. So whoever's turn it's on when time ends, the next person, the other person gets 1 turn, and that's it.
And that's it. Okay.
So it is going to be it is going to be tough. And I think it's going to lead to a lot more ties. And I got to say, I'm not a big fan. But, Brian, what are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan either. I feel like, especially if you're like somebody who's like newer to the game or just adjusting to the new time rules, I feel like it's going to make a lot of rounds like a lot longer too, because you're going to be trying to discuss like how are these time rules going to be changed, how they're going to be implemented, this and that. Because I feel like a lot of people are already used to the +3 already.
And I agree. It's going to be a huge shift. The other thing that is kind of a shift, kind of not, is there were some clarifications put out recently by Pokemon on the time allowed per turn and time allowed per searches.
Yeah.
And it's been a big point of contention in the community of, do you have time to check your prizes at the beginning of the game?
Yeah, because there's going to be a lot of these times talking about like while we're watching on stream where we just see that first 2 minutes. It's just a deck search.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or we just see people going through their decks and stuff like that, when a lot of this could just be solved if we just allowed us to look at our prizes at the beginning of the game.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Can we just, Pokemon, please, if you're listening, I don't know if you are, just let us check our prizes.
Yeah.
But I will say, and this is something we've talked about in the team, if Pokemon is going to explicitly say there's no flexibility around that, it's not anything different, guys, I'm going to check my prizes as I'm doing searches, but I'm not going to let my opponent take 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Call a judge.
Exactly.
And it may seem harsh, but if this is the direction things are going with time, if we are going to be constrained to 50 minutes with this one turn, you don't need to let your opponent do a 3-minute prize check.
Yeah.
Ask them to hurry up. Ask them to make a choice. Call a judge. I don't know, Brian, I guess for you, is it ever hard to call a judge for this stuff?
Yeah, it always does, because like at the same time, it's like, we're just playing a game at the end of the day, and it's tough because like, we spend all this money to go to all these events and stuff like that because we still want to have a good time at the end of the day, and we don't want to like sort of burn these bridges and stuff like that, but at the same time, we want to stay competitive. So it is kind of tough being able to do kind of stuff like that, and I think like some of the ways that you can kind of work around it is just playing a fast deck. Yeah, playing a fast deck, and pretty much just knowing your lines right away, being able to play quickly are kind of things that you can kind of do as well. So those are some of the things that I've tried to do, is try to like change my deck choice to stuff that's a little bit quicker, stuff to where I know I can close out games a lot faster. So if I do get into these kinds of situations, that I'm able to kind of keep my wins like in my own hands, kind of thing.
And so I think those are the different pieces. One piece is, are you picking the right deck?
Yeah.
And Murray, you're saying like 10 minutes. Sam, you're saying getting 1-0'd. I hate to say it, for some of these slow decks, that may be the way you win a round.
Yeah.
The other thing I would say is, it is always okay to set the boundary, to establish yourself, to advocate, and say, hey, opponent, you don't get a 2-minute prize check. You get 15 seconds for the search. Maybe we'll give 20. It'll be a little flexible in the first turn.
Especially if it's the first
But make
one.
your call.
Yeah.
But I think, and I will tell you guys, like on my end, what I've normally said to opponents, like, hey, I don't care if the first search is a little long, as long as the rest are quick.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that anymore. Like, to be honest with you guys, I'm going to be checking my prizes as I go, and I'm not going to let my opponent take 2 minutes on their prize check.
Yeah.
And I will tell you all, that is okay. And if your opponent gets pissed at you, that is not your problem.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's tough though, Brian. 'Cause like
It
you
is.
said, we want to have fun. We want to be a fun game, but locals, guys, let your opponent prize check. It's fine.
Yeah, locals a little differently because, I mean, these are the same people you're going to be seeing week by week.
Correct.
And all that stuff. You're going to be seeing these people all the time. But, like, at these big major regionals, I mean, you pay the money for the event. So you kind of have to take that as you wish and kind of be able to kind of set that boundary, kind of like what you were saying earlier.
And Murray, if you want to pull a stopwatch, that's fine. No, but so Alex Szymanski and a couple others have said this. Pokemon is not making the best decision you can. It is making the best decision you can in the time allotted.
Yeah.
So you get 15 seconds to make a choice. The best player is going to make the best choice in 15 seconds.
Absolutely.
And you, as a player, all of you watching, you are allowed to tell Isaiah Branner to hurry up. You are allowed to tell me to hurry up. You are allowed to tell Tord to hurry up.
You can tell me to hurry up.
Right, exactly.
I'm not going to take offense to it.
Right. There is no time when you are not allowed to say, hey, you need to make a decision. Hey, I need to call a judge. You are always allowed to do so. And if your opponent ever tries to discourage you from doing that, you definitely should.
You definitely should, yeah.
All right. So, Brian, is there anything else on time you think we should talk about?
No, I think that's like kind of like, I think we kind of made our stances kind of clear on the issue here. Yeah. I mean, since we are on the major subject, though, do you want to talk about the round structure now? Because didn't they make a change to that?
They did, and so I don't have a slide for that.
Is it 8+5?
So here's the tricky thing, guys. So Pokemon did change where they removed one of the asymmetric cut rounds. So now, before it could have been an asim cut down to top 32. They made it just down to top 16, which I don't think we ever saw it past top 16 once anyway.
I know, and I feel like they get really messy past that anyways.
Yes.
I feel like a top 16 asim cut is cool. I feel like anything bigger than that just gets really messy.
It does. Mr. Blank, so I would say yes and no. We'll come back to this, but I would want to comment on this first. For some decks where it's a lot of 4-offs, yes, prize checking should be pretty quick.
Yeah.
Lost Tina, when I played in the past, you had a bunch of different lines of Pokemon, a bunch of different lines of energy, and a bunch of different like other key pieces. It would sometimes take a minute or 2 or 3 to make sure you account for everything. Now, granted, the more you know it, the quicker it'll go, but doing a thorough prize check could take like 1 to 2 minutes.
Yeah, especially if you're playing something like Terra Box, where there's a lot of one-ofs. It could be a little bit tougher, and it could take a lot more time to kind of look through everything. So, yeah, price checking for some of these decks can be a little tough.
Yes, Sammy, price checking for Tina and just playing Tina in general took months or years off my life.
Yeah.
But so, Brian, to what you're talking about, the structure, yes. So the maximum before was 13 rounds. Now the maximum is going to be 14 rounds.
Which was what we had before.
It was actually 15 before.
Oh,
at
15
max.
before, okay.
Because they did make one of those rounds an asymmetric cut round.
Okay.
But I don't know if this is 100% confirmed. My understanding is it's now going to be, rather than 8 and 4, 9 and 4, it's going to be 8 and 6. So 8 rounds day 1, 6 rounds day 2.
8 rounds day 1. I mean, part of me likes it because you're kind of in there and out there quicker. You can kind of enjoy your night a little bit more if you don't do well. But at the same time, it definitely doesn't include as much flexibility for you to mess up.
Well, so
which was always my issue with 8 round day 1.
So 8 round is still going to be 5-2-1.
Yeah.
And John, yes, so it's 8 and 6. So the issue for me is I don't have to get on a plane Saturday night.
Yeah.
I could play until 10 p.m. Saturday night. I'd be real tired because it's way past my bedtime, but I can play. I have a plane to get on Sunday. People are going to be traveling home on Sunday. If you make day 2 and you're playing all 6 rounds and you somehow make top cut, that is so hard to try to then travel and try to fit this in.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and it's tough too because an extra night at a hotel and like food and all that stuff, it adds up over time. Being able to leave on Monday is more of like a luxury than ever.
Very true. And so that's the thing, like for a lot of us who work professionally, leaving on Monday means another day of PTO.
Exactly.
And that's hard to give up.
Yeah.
And Arctic, you are still not allowed to spend the time checking prizes. So also, if you play redeemable ticket, well, yeah, actually that's fair. Yeah, you're still not allowed to do that.
It's important what John just said. 5-2-1 can make cut, which is crazy because when they made the original change last season, X2-1 wasn't making cut. Yeah, I think only X1 or
X1-2.
X1-2 was making cut, and it was like you had to go 4-0 on day 2.
So I guess maybe I'm off on the math. What changed? Oh, because there's the extra round. So there's the extra round. So there's more opportunities to get more points.
So it was like, I think they made that change because making day 2 originally, like at the beginning of last season, was like really hard. Like you pretty much needed to like win 7 rounds or something like that.
It was X2 made day 2.
X2 only. Like you couldn't tie. And like everyone was like talking about forced gentlemen's and like all this stuff too. They made the change, but then it's like if you make day 2 at the bare minimum record, you can't make cut.
Right.
And that's what a lot of people were having issues with too. So now they're kind of like trying to mess around with that again to where, you know, you can still make day 2 with that bare minimum record, play out of your mind, and then make cut.
100%.
Yeah.
Arctic, yes, I'm going to Milwaukee. Are you going to Milwaukee?
No, I have to work that weekend. It's hard taking weekends off at the hospital.
Brian, just quit your job.
I know.
It's so easy.
I know.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. So I think kind of like we were talking about earlier, I think the first event that I know I'm guaranteed able to go to that I already booked the flight for is Seattle.
Nice. Yes. And Murray, yes, the West Coast usually are lower attendance, but man, that's a change in still. Yeah,
that's why I'm excited for Seattle because that'll be my first West Coast regional because I've done East Coast, I've done. You know, I've gone to Canada, I've gone to, you know, EUIC, but never done anything on the West Coast yet, so I'm excited to do that one.
Dude, that's sick. Yes, Sammy, absolutely. I think we've already met before in person in Orlando, but maybe I'm crazy. But yes, it'd be awesome to see you.
Yeah.
And then Mr. Planks, yes.
Yeah.
We can see Lost Tina cost a lot of brain cells.
Yeah, definitely. I played it pretty late into the life cycle too, and I also was having some hard time trying to prize check that deck too. But you know, when you're losing till you win, and I definitely know the feeling.
That is the best way to describe it. You just keep losing until you win.
Yeah.
And actually, so we'll start talking about decks a little more as Bryce is getting our round set up. But one of the decks that I do want to talk about, and John, I agree, I got my invite in Portland 2 seasons ago, and that was a fun one to go to.
I still remember watching that on the stream and seeing the quote on the bottom of the screen saying, "I have a good deck."
Yes. That is correct. Because yes, so I yap when I play in rounds because we're here to have fun, and you could clearly hear me on stream saying I have a good deck because my deck was not good, and I was drawing horrendously in both games 1 and game 2. And Vance was clearly not on the same level of fun that I was on that round. So unfortunately. And Arctic, yes, and gosh, Sammy, this is going to be a great. Thank you, John. Yes, I had to be a meme for a different reason, guys.
Yeah.
So I think Duskpult or Pultmar,
Yeah.
that right now is the deck that speaks to my soul because, Brian, you said it perfectly. It is a deck where you are losing until you win.
Yeah, and that's the one I think I've been putting the most time into also. And the only reason why I've been putting time into anything that's other than that is because I've been trying to play Gholdengo because I still haven't figured out how to effectively win the matchup, the Gholdengo matchup. Because I feel like whenever I play against Gholdengo, I just get ran over. So I've been like trying to figure that out. So it's like I want to play Pult, but at the same time, I also want to beat Gholdengo. And I feel like the only way to beat Gholdengo is you play Gholdengo.
John, so John, Cal Connor begging not to hit me and cut.
Yeah.
So I'll say this random story and then we'll talk about Dengo. But in San Antonio, when I made top 8, I played Cal Connor in Swiss day 2. And he was playing Snorlax. I was playing Lost Tina.
That was when he was going on that crazy run with Snorlax too.
Yes,
I do remember that.
So in case you guys weren't aware, Snorlax, I never lost a game to Snorlax playing Lost Tina in online testing or in real life
because
games.
the matchup was just so good.
It was literally 99.90. Cal, I was down to 1 prize remaining. I had a Lost Zone Giratina in the active with 3 energy on it. I had multiple Jet Energy, multiple switch cards left, and I had not used my V-Star yet. And so he goes into a Mimikyu, which has an ability that says prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by V or EX.
Yeah.
Puts a luxurious cape on it, heals all his Snorlaxes, does all this stuff, and then passes to me. And I just look down, and I haven't used my V-Star. And Giratina V-Star's V-Star attack just says delete your opponent's active Pokemon. And so I look down, I draw my card, I look down, I pick it up, I read it, I look at Cal, and I just flip my V-Star marker, and I go, knockout? And he goes, cool. I'm like, were you just playing around me not knowing what I'm doing? And he didn't answer. But in my mind, that was exactly what his out was. Like, my one out to win is Dan having no idea what he was doing. And this was at, like, 10:01 at a regional. So, guys, play to your outs. That just wasn't an out.
Yeah, definitely. So.
Murray, I'll definitely talk to the team about bringing you on this water boy.
And Giza, what's going on, Giza? Hope you're all good, man.
Giza, awesome to have you here. So we are going to get into this round. And, Brian, we are actually going to see Gholdengo, the deck you were just talking about.
Yeah.
So, Brian, talk us through this game.
Yeah, so Gholdengo and Raging Bull, it's also another interesting matchup, too, just because both of them have the same, goal of going boom. But it's just like one deck's kind of able to do it a little quicker than the other. And that's why I feel like Raging Bull kind of has a slightly favored matchup into Gholdengo. But, depending on the sequencing, depending on how the cards kind of go about, each deck kind of can beat the other pretty easily. So one of those things to kind of think about here. So we're going to see the Earthen Vessel come out. Probably going to see one of each energy type. And we're probably going to Ultra Ball it away just so we can keep that into the discard pile. And then maybe we're going to see either Ogerpon come out, or maybe,
I would actually love to see
Fan
Mew.
Rotom, or, Mew would be really good, too.
I think going down to 1 card in hand, and I actually really would like to see this Ultra Ball here. And I would love, honestly, We'll talk about that in a second, John. But
Flashbacks.
I actually would love to see this Ultra Ball for a Mew draw 2
Yeah.
cards. You have Sada in hand, like you can just start churning through your deck here.
Yeah, definitely. Or you can just not listen and pass.
Correct.
Yes.
While Christian's setting his turn, for those who are unsure what John is talking about, John played at our challenge last week and, of course, got second, automatically qualified for Invitational because it's what John does.
Yes.
And he actually beat Senior by one-shotting his 50 HP Gimmighoul with Magnemite and knocking itself out. But Senior had no bench Pokemon, which was incredible. And now, Brian, I will let you actually talk about what Gholdengo is doing here.
I can't believe that. Oh, my God.
Fighting Magnemites, man.
Yeah, fighting Magnemite's crazy. So we're going to see some Gimmighouls probably come down and maybe the Charcadet. So this seems to be the Dango with the Cerulege line that Grant Shen played to Worlds, which was a really interesting build that I know we were talking about in the team chat. And it was one that we were kind of discussing as one of the potential, like, kind of dark horse Gholdengo builds. So interesting to see that one. So we're going to see the search come down. Some interesting tech cards I kind of see here is was it the Silent Lab? Metal Lab?
Yes, the Full Metal Lab.
Full Metal Lab? Yeah. I know, that's an interesting one to see. So it looks like we're going to grab at least an extra Gimmighoul here, and then maybe the Charcadet.
John is correct. Miraidon no longer plays Raikou because it's not legal.
Yeah,
so the only way to take a knockout, I guess, is Magnemite.
Yeah, Magnemite.
And Murray, we try to be very welcoming and like open to players learning. Bribing people to concede is the quickest possible way to get kicked out of the store. Just going to be straight with you about that one. All right, so we do see 3 Gimmighouls down, and now we can see a Cypher Maniac.
Which I don't know what we're going to grab here. I guess if we grab, like, eSearch Pro or, like, Cerulege, that would be okay. But if I see that we have Nest Ball in hand, I don't understand why we just don't grab...
Murray will still take the Water Boy application. That's fine. Sorry, Brian.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah. It's okay. So I'm just like wondering here, if we're playing the Cypher and we have the Nest Ball, we might as well just grab Genesect with that to grab 2 Gholdengos. So I guess if we are grabbing like eSearch Pro, Earthen Vessel, some sort of energy or anything like that, that could be a good way to kind of grab stuff. But I would have wanted to see the Genesect be played here first before the Cypher.
Well, so I actually disagree. I actually think this was exactly the right decision for Senior to go Gholdengo to draw into whether it's Earthen Vessel or eSearch Pro, because Christian does not want to bench a 2-prizer.
That's true. Yeah.
So with Alex board being Raging Bolt, energy already attached, likely Sada or something available, and being able to use Prime Catcher to Gust, if Senior did bench the Genesect here, Alec would have an opportunity to take 2 prizes this turn.
Yeah, that's true. But I think my main thing, too, is that if I'm looking at Senior's side, I'm like thinking, it's like, what are the chances that he has, because he still needs a Terra Pokemon. And we still need to see more of the energies kind of like go into play. So that was like my main thing with what was going on here. So it seems like we're going to play the Ultra Ball first here. It feels like that it's a little tough with what we need here. So it looks like we need to grab the Ogerpon here first. Oh, or we can grab the Mew.
I actually don't mind grabbing Mew here to draw a couple cards. But also, Brian, this is why I would have really liked to see this last turn.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
We would likely still be able to Sada 1-2 energy. We would have been able to draw with Mew in order to set up.
Yeah.
And yes, Brian, to your point, is it likely? Maybe not. But it's one of those game-winning versus game-losing plays.
Yeah,
if
definitely.
Senior does go down 2 prizes, the only way Senior is taking knockouts is with a 2-prizer, so he's not going to win that trade.
Yeah, that's fair, too. I know it's like one of those things, too, where like this matchup definitely depends on whoever takes the first 2-prizer anyways. So we'll kind of see what we're doing there. So I think we might just play the Sada here.
I think so. And I think that's fine, because with the manual attachment, like, we're still going to be able to one-shot anything.
Yeah.
But I think what Alec would love to find is Fan Rotom Stadium.
Yeah.
Oh, but we can get a Teal Mask.
Yeah, so... Oh, well, we have 4 on the bench? Yeah, we can still get Teal Mask. Yeah, so Teal Mask will come down. And then we can at least have 3 energy onto the board here. So we're taking a single prize knockout either way here. But definitely, if Senior wanted to high roll it and wanted to put the Genesect in play, I think he could have gone away with it.
Possibly.
Yeah,
We'll see what we get off of this. But I think, so could he have? Yes. Would it have been the right decision to?
Yeah. Oh, actually,
never mind. Yeah.
Never mind. Never mind. No, I take it back. I take it back.
All right. So, guys, what I'm telling you is that you should listen to Brian 99% of the time and me 100% of the time. Just going to throw that out there. But no, and so I think this is a really good lesson because we see exactly why Senior didn't bench the Genesect, and also credit to Senior for seeing that line from Alec.
Yeah, it's probably one of those things where he's played the matchup so many times and seen his two prizes get completely blown up to where, he kind of recognizes that he's able to kind of get away with it.
100%. Yeah. And so we do see the Fan Rotom. We'll likely see the Fan Rotom knockout. The only downside to this for Alec is by taking a knockout here, you do enable Senior to pop Pheasantipity, to use something like Counter Catcher if he plays it, and have Senior get to go 2-2-2 from this point on. So, definitely. Brian, is there ever a world where you would just pass as Alec?
I think it kind of depends on what the board state kind of looks like, right? Like if I think Senior kind of has like that weaker board state and he didn't play the Cypher the last turn, I can see like a world where maybe we could pass first and wait till we can get that big 2-prize knockout. But at the same time, it's like we can also see that we can take the 1 prize and kind of make it up with like gust plays and other stuff like that.
So the one issue, though, is the Cerulege gives Christian a huge opportunity to kind of get back and get off that odd prize trade only if Alec goes down to even prizes. Yeah. So if Alec does go 2-2-1 from this point on, that Cerulege Briar isn't going to do any good.
Yeah. So we're going to play the Nest Ball. And I'm wondering if this is the time that we get the Genesect now, or if we're going to grab the Fez.
I actually wouldn't mind the Fez here.
I wouldn't mind the Fez either, just because I feel like the Fez offers more for the current situation than the Genesect. Just because, I mean, it would only be able to evolve one of the Gimme Ghouls to Gholdengo.
Well, and that's exactly it. Yeah. So it would net Senior +2 cards and thinning a card out of the deck. But Fez would net you +3. There's still a bench space available for Genesect if he hits it off the Fez.
Definitely.
All right, so we will see Senior choose to get the Pheasantipity. I think debating playing the Earthen Vessel.
Yeah, because, I mean, the Earthen Vessel will be able to get him to at least somewhat of an attack here. And I think we've prized the E-Search Pro, which is the tough part here. And I think another one of those like kind of small things is, I guess we're grabbing 2.
I probably would have liked to see a Lightning along with a Metal.
I've been trying to grab the Lightning energies more because if you get those into the discard earlier, the Levincia is able to grab those and kind of help your energy recovery a lot more, so you don't have to rely on like the superior energy retrieval or anything like that.
100%. And Levincia technically helps Alec, but it's fine.
It's not by much.
And yes, Sammy, I agree. I think Redeemable Ticket would be... It's honestly a good piece to play in Gholdengo in general. You would never play it over any other card just because of the value. But, I mean, if you found it in your list, it would probably give you a lot of help more often than not.
Yeah.
So then, Brian, what does Senior want to hit this turn?
I think he wanted a Gust knockout play, but I don't think he has the energy to really do it. I mean, he still needs to attach for turn, I think. Does he?
He does still need to attach for turn. And so we have an Air Balloon on the active.
Oh, it's an Air Balloon. Okay, I was like, that doesn't seem like what we need.
Well, that's not great.
That's not great. So it might be one of those things where he might just have to just take the L and take out the 1-prizer, because, I mean, you don't want to keep that energy onto the Fan Rotom because that just means you get knocked out.
And that's, I think, a reason to still go with this knockout here is because you do clear an energy off the board, which means it's slightly harder for Alec to take a knockout, but I can't imagine Alec's going to hit it.
Yeah, he's probably going to have something. Yeah, it's a little tough. I mean, this matchup is one of Gholdengo's tougher matchups just because Raging Bolt's able to attack so much sooner.
Oh, and we see the Turo come down.
Oh, okay.
So Air Balloon will go into the discard. Yeah. Pokemon will go into hand. What do you think about that decision, Brian?
I mean, I'm not too mad at it. I mean, we're able to draw extra cards with it. And let's see if we can get off the coin bonus. Let's see if we get punished for this. Cypher,
Well,
SER. I mean, it's not like it really changed too much.
No, and you lost the air balloon, but the air balloon was probably going away anyway after this turn.
I mean, you play 3 of them most of the time anyways, so.
No, agreed. So I think being able to take a knockout here is probably important and trying to set yourself up better. But, man, Alex got to be looking at this turn and saying, I am cruising from this point out.
Oh, definitely. I think Alex really happy with where he's at right now just because he's going to be able to take the big 2-prize knockout here and go down to 3 prizes here.
Well, not only that, if Alec can do it while setting up another Raging Bolt, like, oh, my goodness.
Even better.
Well, and actually, I would say, is that better? Do we want to prime the Fez?
I think I like the prime the Fez angle a lot, too, just because it seems like Senior's almost not really technically in top deck mode, but a bit in top deck mode. And being able to draw the 3 just straight up anywhere on the board is, like, really, really good here to take that out of play.
So I wouldn't disagree. The only thing I would say is by removing the Gholdengo with the energy, Senior currently does not have Genesect on the board.
Yeah.
So there's no guarantee that he'll be able to go into his deck and find another Gholdengo.
Yeah. Well, technically, I think he could just Cypher Fez if the Gholdengo gets knocked out.
Assuming Cypher is in hand.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, Cypher is in hand.
Well,
yeah. Oh,
Alec doesn't know that is the case.
Yeah, that's true.
But no. So to your point, yes. Could Senior get that response? Absolutely. He would burn his supporter to obtain an attacker and draw.
Yeah.
And so for me on this point, I would love for Alec to get down another Raging Bolt, but just clearing off Senior's only attacker, clearing an energy from the board, and removing draw all at the same time, that seems good, right?
Definitely seems good, yeah. Yeah, he's definitely, I feel like, should be happy with the position that he's at right now.
The one thing I would say is I would almost like to see that, what was I going to say? That Earthen Vessel played to manually attach another energy, but this is still good.
Yeah, it's still fine here, just because we do have, multiple ways to get more energy onto the board anyways. And the Latias is able to freely get stuff in and out of the active too, so a lot of good stuff here. So we see the eSearch Pro come down, finally get that out of the prizes here for Senior.
And I mean, that like 15 or 16% chance to pull it off was a huge deal for Senior.
Definitely. And I feel like having that in the prizes in the first place was definitely kind of holding him back too, because we could have gotten much bigger knockout earlier into the game if we were able to have the eSearch Pro in play.
Well, it could have given an opportunity to dig for Gust rather than having to dig for more resources.
Exactly.
All right, so we do see the Pro get a ton of stuff out of the deck.
That's a good.
We can certainly check and see, Paul. That's a great question.
That's fine. We'll find out for you, Giza.
Because I think Magic has a. Let me just text Jack right now over here. So Brian, talk us through the turn while I text Jack.
Definitely. Because I would also like to know as well. I've been trying to play Magic a little bit more too. So we're seeing on Senior's side here. I think we're gonna end up seeing the Cypher being played. We might just Cypher Fez just so we can get a Gholdengo, a couple Gholdengos on the board here.
I will wait. How many bucks, Bryce? How many bucks does that say?
$60.
Holy, bro!
Is that a lot? Really? Oh, 20? Oh boy.
Holy!
Do I need to reserve that in advance, or do I just need to? Okay, I'll pre-order.
All right, fair enough.
Just let me know.
All right, so sorry, getting back to Pokemon. Although Spider-Man is my bro and my favorite superhero.
That's what I'm saying. I want to go to that too.
Yeah. All right, so we did talk about Genesect being so important to set up the board, and we do see Senior Cypher Maniac for Genesect. Brian, it's almost like you spelled this out in advance exactly what was going to happen.
Yeah, I think we kind of needed that just so we can Cypher Fez into all of our attackers, just so we can take that next big knockout here and try to match Alec in his prize trade here. So that might be what we end up doing here. And the eSearch Pro being able to get that is huge too, so we can take that big knockout as well.
And so that's the thing is, you say match Alec, which is what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we're still behind even with a knockout.
Yeah, because, he's pretty much a turn ahead to where he's able to take the prizes sooner. So matching doesn't even feel that great.
No.
Yeah.
It feels awful.
Yeah, it feels awful.
So the good news for Senior, though, is with the knockout of this Raging Bolt, there are no ancient Pokemon on Alec's board. So right now, Sada isn't actually an out to do anything until Alec gets a couple bolts down.
Yeah, definitely. It's not like the worst thing in the world, too, just because since we do have Teal Mask on the board as well, being able to just draw into Noctowl will open it up to where we're going to be able to get all of those ancient Pokemon in play anyways. So that's also kind of a big thing too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so we see the first draw for Senior. Those are
Yeah.
good cards, but not right now, and we've already ciphered.
Yeah, so it's not like we're going to do too much here. So we're going to see the second one come down.
Why did we not attach the balloon and retreat?
Yeah.
Oh, Senior is... Oh,
Yeah.
wait. Oh, what?
Oh, I think we're just going to dig a little bit more first, which I don't know if I really like, because I feel like if we're just going to balloon retreat, we'd want to dig a little bit further. So we're going to grab Boss off of the gear here.
So, Brian, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. I would think that we have enough energy in hand to take a knockout.
Yeah.
So what are we trying to thin in order for us to hit?
Yeah, I don't know. I think unless if we wanted like Arvin for the next turn to grab SER, but I think we already have one or two of them in hand.
We do, and we're
Yeah.
about to put a ton of energy in the discard pile.
Yeah. So it looks like we're just going to grab the air balloon first. And then, then we're going to see the play that you did, that you suggested, where we retreat, draw 2 here.
Which is good, and I think Air
Yeah.
Balloon is, weirdly enough, one of the biggest pieces that Gholdengo got from this new set.
Yeah.
Because now you're able to get 1 or 2 additional cards every single turn,
Yeah.
and that's a huge deal.
It is huge, definitely. And another huge thing, too, is drawing into that Ledge. The Ledge could also be pretty decent here, just because if we get disrupted or anything like that, being able to put the Ledge in play could get a bunch of damage going in with all the energy that we are putting into the discard pile.
And I think that's the thing is Ledge, though it obviously doesn't do as much damage as Gholdengo, it's a manual attachment hit for a big number. Whereas Gholdengo, you need to put all the energy back into hand.
Yep. So we're looking like we're going to see the 5 energy come down here for the Make It Rain to knock out the Raging Bolt here. There we go. We see the knockout coming down, and then we are going to be tied up at 3 prizes apiece here. Matt promotes the Mew here, and then we're going to see what he decides to go with from here. So it looks like we're going to see Earthen Vessel, discard the Fan Rotom, probably grab a couple energies here, and I'm pretty sure we have Ultra Ball in hand as well.
I think we do. So we will be able to get a knocked out, to get a couple ancient Pokemon down. I gotta imagine Alex is gonna be able to reach for the knockout here.
Yeah, I would think so as well, just because, I mean, there's so many ways to get energy in play here. We're drawing a lot of cards. I mean, this grass energy is going to be put into play with the Teal Dance ability as well. So we have a lot of stuff that we're able to kind of do here.
Absolutely. And so Paul or Giza, just so you know, Nerd Rage is doing 3 pre-releases for the Spider-Man Magic set. Friday, September 19th at 6:30 p.m. and then Saturday, September 20th at noon and 3 p.m.
Okay. Good.
So we will have 3 events. It's a weekend of Pittsburgh, so all of us going to Pittsburgh cannot do it. Brian,
I'm not going to Pittsburgh, so
you're working. So
yes, I'm working, so
which is unfortunate.
Yeah, so I think I might be able to do the Friday one because I think I work that weekend.
Well, perfect. There you go.
There we go.
But yes, Paul. So Friday the 19th, Saturday the 20th.
Yep. I'll see you there.
Perfect. And then for Alec, going back to his turn, I still don't see an ancient Pokemon.
Yeah, I'm still not seeing it either, but we do have the Ultra Ball. So we have to play the Ultra Ball first so we can get the Noctowl, and the Noctowl will grab us our ancient Pokemon. So
we do have a Nest Ball too, so we should be able to get at least one out. But yeah, we may need to Noctowl for Nest Ball.
Sada?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we do have the Prime Catcher if we want, but I don't know if we want to prime anything up.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think the big thing is just taking care of the attacker that has the energy on it, because that's like the biggest priority that we kind of have here. So I think what Alex is trying to make sure is that he has 2 ancient Pokemon. So we see the big Raging Bolt here, and we have a Baby Bolt as well that we just saw in the deck as well. So we should be able to have both of those in play here. So we should be able to put those. So the Raging Bolt's going to come down first, and I'm pretty sure we are going to use the Ultra Ball to grab that second ancient Pokemon here.
Assuming the Sada is in hand, yes, I agree. So the other thing we did see in Alec's deck is Alec plays the Blood Moon Ursaluna. So normally you would think you don't want to be on odd prizes. It extends the game a turn. But with that, if Alec's able to take a one-shot here in this Gholdengo and can save that Prime Catcher, all I'll have to do to win the game next turn is just bench Blood Moon and Prime.
Yeah. Ooh, we're just going to play the Sada straight up here.
And so we do see that Sada, which granted, we only need 4 energies, so it's not a ton to ask for. But we do need another teal mask.
Yeah, we do need another teal mask and another grass energy.
Ooh.
So I don't know if we're going to be able, unless we decide to just use the prime catcher this turn.
Which we could do, but
it doesn't seem like the more optimal play here.
That doesn't feel great.
Yeah, it doesn't feel great.
So then is there something else you would have liked to see from Alec first?
Yeah, I think I would have wanted to see like a Noctowl come into play, but then again, maybe we weren't really looking at it, and maybe there wasn't any Noctowls that we could have grabbed. That could have also been a thing too.
So I think Noctowl coming into play would have been good.
Yeah.
Again, sorry guys.
Yeah.
But a Noctowl coming into play and good.
Yeah,
or
there's Noctowl. There's Noctowl here.
Even just Ultra Balling for another ancient Pokemon would have addressed this.
Yeah, so I guess what he's trying to do is he might try to just save that Noctowl for game.
I guess. And I don't mind that. And I also don't mind preemptively benching the Blood Moon here, knowing we're going to gust.
Yeah.
But Blood Moon doesn't knock out Gholdengo.
It doesn't. Yeah. I don't know. So I guess we're just going to be using the Prime Catcher here for Fez, which, not the worst thing in the world, but I think we would have wanted to reach for the knockout on the Gholdengo.
100%.
Yeah.
And so we do see the knockout. And honestly, Brian, this is where I'd want to see Senior go into Cerulege, Gust, Teal Mask.
Yeah, Cerulege would be really good here too, just because it's a lot harder to knock out. I mean, the 270 is like a big number to kind of hit too. So the Cerulege only needs 1 energy to power up. There's a lot of energy on the discard already. Hits the Teal Mask for weakness. There's a lot of upside of a play like that. Yeah, so a lot of upside for that. But we see the coin bonus here,
which is also fine.
Yeah.
Oh, but that Full Metal Lab could be good too.
Yeah, the lab could be good.
I do think, though, evolving that Cerulege up out of this Charcadet is a big deal.
Yeah, definitely, because, I mean, we only have 1 prize left. So just being able to make Matt really work for the last knockout is a big part of it.
Agreed, because we do not want Alec to be able to put down a Fan Rotom, Gust, and win.
Yeah, Gust and win. Yeah, that would feel awful.
Just not great.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it doesn't have to be with Cerulege,
Yeah.
but Cerulege is definitely the lowest investment attacker to knock out that Teal Mask Ogerpon. But, I mean, Brian, we got to go after the Teal Mask, right?
I think we do. Yeah.
Well, we can also go after Hoot Hoot.
Yeah, we could go after Hoot Hoot, which is also pretty decent as well. But at the same time, it's a little bit risky, just because if we go after Hoot Hoot, 1 prize left, it would extend, I mean, Senior, even though he needs two turns to win the game, the Hoot Hoot would be a pretty easy way to kind of disrupt his game plan. But at the same time, I feel like you need to take care of the attacker also.
Actually,
yeah.
I kind of like the Hoot Hoot more.
You do.
So the reason I say that is going down to 2 prizes remaining means that, if there is any disruption, you're more likely to draw more.
Yeah.
You are still removing Alec's ability to take advantage of Teal Mask Ogerpon.
Yeah.
And now Blood Moon still requires an attachment to attack.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it pretty much needs Alex needs a lot of stuff, pretty much. Uturo.
Oh, and we take the Turo, or we take the Genesect off, but okay.
Okay, I like this play. I actually like that play too. I mean, it's kind of like what we're saying. I mean, we've all all 3 of us, I mean, both of us have suggested two separate lines. Senior put in a 3rd line.
Correct.
And all of them seem pretty decent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, we're still not a great spot. Like, let's be clear about this.
Spot.
But
it's still like one of those things where if Alex is able to whiff his turn, it puts Senior in a winning position.
And so that's exactly, you're never going to play perfectly. Even the best players in the game don't play perfectly.
Yeah.
But you want to play as perfectly as possible.
Yeah.
And so we do see the Full Metal Lab come down. Alec willing to discard something. Discarding Hoot Hoot makes sense, or Knockdown makes sense. I mean, we're going to see a knockout by Senior. I think he did about as much as he could here.
I think so too. Yeah, seems like it.
All right.
See if we have 5 energy here.
We definitely got 5. So we see 5.
Yep.
We see the knockout on that Raging Bolt. And now Blood Moon Ursaluna does not win the game for Alec.
Yeah.
We need 4 energy Raging Bolt knockout here.
Yeah, we need a lot of stuff here. So I mean, we have Noctowl, which gets us part of the way there.
Well, actually, we need 5 energy if we don't bounce a stadium.
Yeah, we need a lot of stuff here. So we're going to put the Tail Dance first, which is part of the equation here.
It is, but man, can we, while Alec is thinking, can we just give Senior some credit? Senior
really
played to his outs beautifully.
Yeah, he really did. It was really, really good because, I mean, it's like we said, you know, we both suggested something completely different, and then the third line came about, and it was also a really solid line here.
It was.
Yeah.
Like, he put himself back into, if not a winning position, the burden to win for Alec went up immensely.
Yeah. Definitely.
And because also, we can't go into Fan Rotom or anything.
Yeah.
Senior went down to 1 prize remaining, so if he knocks out anything, that is game.
So we're going to see probably the Noctowl come down here, but I don't even know what we grab here.
So and that's the tricky part, is we need Stadium Bounce, we need 2 Ancient Pokemon, and an attachment to win. And we don't have that in our hand right now.
Yeah.
Because we also don't have access to Sada.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so then we will see, I mean, Brian, I imagine we got to see Sada and then Stadium, right?
Yeah. Oh, but it's like we don't have that many resources either here. I'm kind of looking through the deck here. It doesn't seem like we have too many. Like, I don't see any Raging Bolts. I don't see any.
Do we see any Sada?
Yeah, I don't see anything really. So we're trying to see what the energy counts are to see how likely we are to get a knockout this next turn here.
The answer is likely.
Yeah, very
likely.
Very likely. Yeah.
And so Sacrilege also has a 2 retreat cost.
Yeah.
So it's going to be pretty easy for Senior to get that out.
Yeah.
So do we not have a Raging Bolt in deck?
I don't think so. We have the Baby Bolt in deck. But I think that's why we're grabbing the Night Stretchers. We can grab something like that. And I don't see any sort of Nest Ball or anything like that either. Oh,
so
there's a Nest Ball.
There is a Nest Ball.
So Nest Ball can grab Baby Bolt, and I guess we can grab... Oh, but we need Sada. I think do we have Sada in hand?
We do not. We have Judge, Ultra Ball, a Noctowl,
so
and a
tough.
Lightning Energy.
Yeah, it's so tough.
And we don't have an Area 0 remaining.
Yeah.
Oh boy, are we cooked here.
Yeah, this is really tough for Alec here.
It is. Countercatcher isn't turned on. Iron Leaves doesn't do enough. Is there any other way to slow the game down for him?
This feels tough. I mean, it's one of those things where you might just have to retreat into Blood Moon and then hope he doesn't have it.
Maybe.
Yeah, that might be just about like what our options are.
So for all those who are watching this game, I think this is something you really want to monitor is what resources do you have remaining? And
definitely.
I don't just mean like gusts or stuff like that, but I mean how many draw cards, how many recovery cards, what attackers do you have?
Yeah.
Because your win condition changes all throughout the game based on what you have available.
Exactly. Ooh, and it looks like we're just going to go Judge Prey here.
To be honest, that's not a bad move.
It's not bad, but I always feel like these disruption cards against Gholdengo could be a little tough too, just because Gholdengo just draws so many cards.
100%. And we're going to see at least 3 extra cards on top of Senior's 4 plus top deck.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you give Gholdengo 7 or 8 cards, they're probably going to hit it.
Yeah, they're probably going to get everything they need, especially since it's not to the bottom. This is like a shuffle. So there's a good chance that we can still end up drawing into the SER like we were just seeing right here.
And another energy, which will be 5 energy, which knocks out everything except Blood Moon.
Yeah, so it looks like it was just Blood Moon Prey.
Yeah, and so we hit for 240, and Senior really just needs an out to 1 additional energy off of top deck, and then 3 draws of Gholdengo.
Yeah, this has been a really interesting game so far. So let's see if Senior is able to close it out here. So top deck here, we got
Boss. That'll
do
it. All right. And so we do see the boss's orders. We can use Superior Energy Retrieval for 4 energy.
Yep.
And then boss's orders, literally anything. Alex scoops it up. And Brian, if you had asked me about 4 minutes ago, I do not think I would have said Senior wins that game.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. But, you know, some really interesting decisions in the early game on Senior's side, kind of like what we were talking about earlier, really did make a difference.
They did.
In the way that the game kind of turned out. So a lot of those micro decisions, and then at the very end, too, being able to kind of close out the way that he did, those were all like really important decisions that really, I mean, contributed to the outcome.
100%. And I give a ton of credit for Senior for that. And like we mentioned, to me, I think the big macro decision was Senior did not give Alec an out to take 2 prizes turn 1.
Definitely.
And that extended the game far enough where he gave himself a chance for Bolt to miss.
Absolutely.
And Bolt missed.
Yeah, Bolt did miss.
Doesn't happen often, but it did.
But it did, yeah.
All right, so then before we get into our next round here, Brian, we talked a little bit about what decks we think were good, and Sammy asked me what my favorite deck is right now. Bryce, do you mind throwing up the World's Day 2 data? So this is something I want to talk to a little bit because as we're going into a format, we always want to look at what did well. And sweet baby Jesus, this is day 2 of Worlds. Holy Gholdengo. And Brian, can you talk to this for a minute?
Yeah, I mean, holy Gholdengo. You're right about that. So a lot of Gholdengo being played at the current moment here. And that was kind of seen too on day 1. Like, day 1 was, like, completely dominated by Gholdengo, and there were, like, a million different variants of Gholdengo kind of going around. Pult was also a very popular one, too. I think the biggest surprise for me, though, was Gardevoir not being as high, just because this is the World Championship, and, I mean, a lot of people really like Gholdengo at the very top of the game, and when you have the top players all in one area to play, I was expecting to see a lot more Gardevoir. But yeah, not very surprised about the amount of Gholdengo, amount of Dragapult, and Raging Bolt, just because a lot of those decks do kind of play to their win conditions very well. I feel like Dragapult is still the big bad that you have to kind of play around. If you are another deck in the format, you have to have a way to beat Dragapult, I feel like, in order to go far in the tournament. So those are kind of the things to kind of think about with the current format.
Well, can I tell you a secret, Brian?
Yes.
Guardy isn't actually good. And now it literally did just win Worlds, so please don't at me. But Gardevoir is very good when played by the top players.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have as incredible of a matchup spread as people like to think it does.
Yeah,
and also, it is a bad Gholdengo matchup.
Yeah, that was the big thing too. That I didn't really think about too much when I was playing it at Milwaukee, because I hit a lot of Gholdengo that event.
So that's a problem.
Yeah, I was hoping to hit more Dragapult and just get the free wins from that one, but I hit one only, and I had one free win the entire time I was there.
Well, I will tell you, Dragapult's also not a free win for Guardy, but we can talk about that.
It's not a free win, but it's an easier win.
That is true. And so for Pez,
yeah,
I think between Jelly Guardy and non-Jelly Guardy, I think they have strengths and weaknesses. To be honest, I think Frillish could fit in any Gardevoir variant.
Yeah.
I think Jelly Guardy does do better into Gholdengo, but I think it's more of a brick overall.
Yeah, definitely. Just because I think about it as, like, you know, during that EUIC format, when Dragapult was really starting to get a lot of play, like, Gardevoir was playing Badoo at the time, but now that you play Frillish, Frillish seems to be just a better Badoo in a way where it's like you have a retreat cost, but you have more HP.
Yes.
And it's psychic. So it's kind of, I do agree with you where it's like Frillish can fit into Guardy either way, but Jelly doesn't always fit.
Yes.
And I seem to prefer no Jelly. I really like Riley's list. I was playing that a little bit.
And Riley's list is insanely good. And so I will say, actually, one of the advantages for Frillish, weirdly enough, is it has 3 retreat.
Yeah.
And that's a huge deal because Monkey Dory moves 30 damage. Yep. You put 2 damage down for each energy attached. Yep. 2 times 3 is 6. Hooray!
Yep.
So you no longer want to then go into Gardevoir to retreat just 2 energy off. You can go into Frillish over and over again, attach 3 energy, retreat it off, and monkey 60 damage. And that is huge because that's a consistent 60, 90 damage every single turn.
Exactly. Yeah. And I mean, when you're playing 4 Monkey Dories, I mean, the damage counters are going to be moving a lot.
100%. Yeah. All right, so then, Bryce, do you mind actually throwing up the Guardy list if you have a moment?
Yep.
So I know we're getting another round set up here. Believe it or not, that was not the fastest game we've ever seen. But this is Riley's list. And like you said, Brian, 4 Monkey, 4 Dark. And to me, the really cool inclusions here are that Fluttermane and then 2 Rare Candy, like... Tell me about the Fluttermane.
Yeah,
why is that in here?
So Fluttermane I really liked. So when I played Guardy to EUIC, I played Fluttermane, and I thought Fluttermane was one of the best cards in the deck.
Really?
It really helps a lot in the mirror. I really like it because you're able to take a lot of multi-prize turns when you mix Monkey Dory in with Fluttermane. Because, I mean, it's kind of like what we were talking about, where you're able to put 60 damage onto the Fluttermane in order to get the attack going because it has a 3 energy cost, and you're able to move 60 damage onto something. and you're able to use the extra damage counters that the Flutter Mane allows you to do to take multiple knockouts. And I mean, I won every single mirror that I played at EUIC.
Dang.
And it's because of the Flutter Mane. The Flutter Mane was just so good. Yeah.
And so, I mean, EUIC obviously was a minute ago,
Yeah.
but to hear that it's still valid now is awesome.
Yeah, and I was kind of wondering why it took so long for Flutter Mane to kind of make its way back into Gardevoir decks. But I really, really like Flutter Mane in that deck just because it just has so much utility.
And so speaking of Guardy, we are going to see Guardy here. We don't see the Flutter Mane. We see the Screamtail start. But we actually get to see it against Flareon, which is another one I wanted to talk about after this round.
Definitely.
So, Brian, talk us through it. What does Ryan do in turn 1?
Yeah, so, I mean, Flareon's a Noctowl deck. So a lot of the times wants to see Fan Rotom come out right away. And the Fan Rotom will grab stuff like that the 50 HP Eevee. I mean, you can grab Pidgey. You can grab Hoot Hoot. It can grab a lot of different things here. And I think we're going to look at Eevee, Hoot Hoot, and Pidgey potentially as the 3 Pokemon here. And it's nice that we're able to grab one of each here, just because there's not too much pressure on Wesley's side to be able to take that early knockout or anything like that. So it's pretty comfortable that we're going to be able to grab all of those here and eventually maybe get down either the Flareon EX or the Eevee EX so we can open up that Noctowl line to grab some more of our utility pieces so we can get our game plan kind of going here.
100%. And I think Fan Rotom obviously is fantastic from a Noctowl perspective because you get your Hoot Hoots and your Noctowl. But for a deck like this Flareon where you evolve from low HP colorless Pokemon, it enables your attackers and your draw engine, which is a huge deal.
Yeah, definitely. So super huge to see all of those already. And we have a pretty loaded board here, which is pretty good.
So the board is good. We have a Noctowl in hand. There's one thing we're missing here, right, Brian?
We are missing the Terra Pokemon.
Correct.
Yep.
And that's kind of a big deal.
It is a big deal. So we'll see what we're able to kind of grab here. But other than that, on Wesley's side, being able to get the Ultra Ball right away, get some of those energies into the discard, and hopefully we see that second Ralts here. So it looks like we are eyeing the second Ralts and kind of going through the deck to see if we have some Curlias here, as we can potentially get a TM Evo play here. So that would be super good here if we're able to get the double Curlias. We do have a TM Evo here. Just want to double check if we have Arven in the hand to be able to grab all of those pieces that we need.
So I think we actually have a TM Evo in hand.
Oh, even better.
But
even better.
I assume we have a third energy based on Wesley's discards there, but because Wesley may be saying, sure, I have Iono, but I don't really need to Iono if I can just Evo.
Oh, well, we have a Night Stretcher, so Night Stretcher can grab that. We have TM Evo. I don't want to see the Iono being played just because there have been many times that I've played the Iono, and I Iono myself into one or two of the Curlias.
And I think that is what Wesley is considering here.
I really hope we don't do it. We can just play the Iono the next turn.
Murray, matching arts, I get, Brian, you know Evan, I get yelled at by Evan so much about matching arts.
Oh,
so,
I know.
Yes.
I know your reason, though, is because it helps you with your prize checking.
So it does, and also it gives my opponent less information.
Yes.
So if I play multiple different arts of boss, and they're wondering if I have gust remaining, and they haven't seen my full art boss recently, I don't want them to know that I have a gust remaining.
Oh, let's see if we get punished here for that.
I don't think we did yet.
Okay.
No punish.
No punish. Okay.
I agree, Kenneth. Ignore the consequences. Play for the vibes.
Yeah, play for the vibes. Just rip the Iono.
Wait, I don't actually follow Murray. But we do see the Screamtail get the TM Evo off, getting 2 Curlia down, which is awesome.
Yes. Ooh, we were really close to trying to one of those Curlias.
That's fair. Yes, we were. Holy. Yeah. Okay, Murray, that's fair. That is very fair.
Yeah.
And so we do see Ryan evolve this Leafeon.
Leafeon. I think that was our only option.
To be honest, Leafeon's not bad in this matchup, though, because it can undo so much Monkey Dory damage.
Yeah, definitely. So it seems like we're going to grab potentially Rare Candy Ultra Ball. Maybe we can get Pidgeot kind of going here. And it doesn't seem too bad here just because, I mean, again, it's going to take a little bit for Wesley to kind of get the game plan going. So I think we could take another turn here to just kind of get set up here before we start attacking, or we can get aggressive and start using that Leafeon right away because we do have the crystal in hand.
So I'm actually a little torn on this. One thing that the Flareon decks have moved towards playing is a Wellspring Mask Ogre Pond.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think that is a very good inclusion. I don't know if Ryan has the tools to pull off that attack right now, but Brian, to kind of what you're saying, I don't know how much value we get out of knocking out the Scream Tail.
Yeah. I mean, if we had like Gust for like the double Ralts knockout, then I would say 1000% go for it. But if we were to do Wellspring Mask play, it would pretty much just be like needing that crystal and then playing like Crispin to get the energy, and that would be like using up all of our supporter for the turn anyways.
Kenneth, I will not argue your point that less than 10% of players will actually pick up on that information, but I would. Or at least I would try to. So I try to play to whatever margin of success I can.
Yeah, it's all about the little wins here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Logan, that is the spirit we are looking for. To be honest, though, I think Flareon deck is such an interesting deck and is such a cool fit into this format. Now, it does not have a good Gardevoir matchup.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean like the game is over. It just means Ryan has to really go into his bag of tricks to pull something out here.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, there's plenty of stuff that you can use to take advantage of the Flareon engine. Like you could use the Sylveon to kind of get like stuff off the board here, but it's definitely one of those decks where you really need to kind of know your lines in order to take the game, because it is a tough matchup.
I would say the Sylveon. Is Sylveon cope? I feel like Sylveon is the route here.
Yeah.
Just to buy yourself turns. But being able to eliminate those Gardevoir EXs, especially when there's no attackers and Monkey Dory set up, like that's a huge deal.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because, I mean, if you don't have the EX in play, you pretty much can't do anything.
Correct.
So those are, like, really big parts of it. But looks like we're going to grab the Crispin here. At the quick search.
So does this mean we're attacking with Leafeon?
I believe so. Yeah, it looks like we're just going to get the first knockout here with the Leafeon, and then kind of go from there.
So the only issue I have with this is taking a knockout with Leafeon will require us to commit the crystal.
Yeah.
And and Kenneth, that was exactly where I was going to go. Getting rid of the Gardevoir EX does prevent Wesley from doing anything if Wesley has not set up additional attackers.
Yeah. Definitely. So we're going to see the Leafeon here. Okay, we'll see the crystal come down, and I guess we are attacking.
So this may be bold. The attacker I think I would have liked to see there instead is Pidgeot.
Yeah, I kind of like that too. Pidgeot's got a really easy attack. It knocks out pretty much anything on the board currently, and you can use it for multiple turns. Because I feel like if Wesley's playing something kind of like Riley's list, it's not really looking to take really big knockouts or anything like that.
Yeah, John, 100%.
Oh,
because you don't have to commit your crystal. Yeah. There's very low probability this Pidgeot would get knocked out.
Yeah.
And even if Wesley confuses it, who cares, man? It's your Pidgeot.
It's Pidgeot. I mean, Pidgeot's able to quick search either way if it's confused, and it has free retreat.
But John, I'm glad we are on the same page at least.
I really like the Pidgeot play here. That would have been a really, really cool line.
So then how does Wesley deal with this?
I mean, Wesley can deal with this a couple of ways. It seems like we can do the I was thinking a Monkey Dory Confuse play, but doesn't seem like we have that. So, I mean, we can go into the Frillish here, and the Frillish item lock doesn't seem too bad here as well, especially if we had something like a Counter Catcher. That seems to be pretty good, too.
Well, we do have a Night Stretcher, so we actually could have gone with the Monkey Dory play.
I kind of like the Monkey Dory play, too. But looks like we're just going to go for the item lock. I don't remember what the attack's called.
I don't. If anyone does remember, please tell us. But yes, the 1 Psychic Energy for 20 damage item lock.
Yeah.
We will move the Monkey Dory damage. Yeah. So, and this is the silly part. You can't move it anywhere else except the active, because otherwise it's just going to go away.
Exactly. Yeah, so it looks like we're just going to go... Yeah,
Oceanic Bloom. Okay. Thank you, Bryce.
Thank you, Bryce.
Bryce has let us know it's Oceanic Bloom. And what a top deck for Ryan.
Yes, so we're going to put down the Hoot here. Quick search again.
And I kind of just want to see a research here, Brian.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, research would be super good here.
Thank you, Murray.
Silly casters.
But we see the
EVEX, but we don't have any room on the bench right now without Area 0 unless... We grab something else here.
I think we do actually have Area Zero in hand.
Okay.
And Murray, I would say it's that. Mostly it's that I've only played Terrabox and Dragapult Dusknoir for a while. And a lot of the time is baby time.
Yeah, a lot of time for me is work time. So I haven't played a local event in a very long time.
I know. I played last week because we didn't have Spring, but that was about it.
I know. I went to locals last Friday, and that was the first time I've played a local in a very long time.
I love it. All right.
Yeah.
So then going to Ryan's turn. Sorry, we got distracted, but we do get the EVX.
Yeah.
We could put down the stadium if we want.
Yeah.
To be honest, Brian, I don't think there's much wrong with knocking out this Frillish, but to be honest, the thing I would want to see is Gus Gardevoir.
Yeah. Gus Gardevoir would have been good too, just because we've already seen we don't have many energy in the discard here, and being able to just Gus Gardevoir would mean
and that is why, because we top deck Pheasantipity.
Oh man,
jeez. Yes, Connor, thank you very much for joining. Ryan and Wesley have been here for a couple weeks. I actually haven't talked to them yet. We really should. And John, I actually am hitting the Skokie Cup Sunday. So
is that what Gamers World Old Orchard?
Old Orchard,
Old
yes.
Orchard, okay.
And apparently there aren't a ton of spots left. If you haven't registered, you should do that.
For sure. Yeah, it's been cool. We're getting a lot of new faces in and all that stuff. So trying to grow our invitational league little by little.
Yes, for sure. And so we, like I said, we'll have an update on standings in a little bit.
Yes.
I know last time we did this, we had about 125 players total. We're hoping to get some close to that. But honestly, man, it's just cool to see new people coming in.
Oh, absolutely. Especially with the new season coming up. A lot of people are coming back to the game or wanting to start playing the game. So it gives us a lot of motivation to continue building the community and all that stuff. So we're really excited for that as well. So going back to Wesley's turn here, plays on the Mew EX. Probably for some extra draw power here. And let's see if we can grab
John, I definitely do have a Coco EX at home. I'll go pull that on my stuff. All right, so we do get the Mew, like you said, Brian, that will enable Wesley to draw more here. We do have Gust available.
Yeah, but we have a lot of cards in hand, so I'm wondering how much we can really draw out of it. So I think we can definitely thin out the Bravery Charm by putting that on something as well. Research. Oh, I guess we were just going to play the Research. I would have liked to see the Bravery Charm kind of go on to something at least.
It's a Leafeon, Connor. So unfortunately, well, actually, no, Mew will be knocking out the Leafeon. Because we are at 230 health remaining on the Leafeon, and its second attack does 230 damage.
Oh, that's true. Pretty decent, actually. So I think we can kind of get towards that amount here because the Earthen Vessel is going to be able to discard one energy here. And then grab two. And then I think we have an energy that we can attach for turn, or we can grab the Darkness energy as well.
Yep, we can. We can Psychic Recharge 2 from the discard to Mew, and then attach a Psychic or Dark from hand. And I don't know if the healing matters too much at this point right now.
But it could in the future.
It could.
If we decided to play the Leafeon again. But this is pretty decent just because, this is kind of showing that Ryan might be getting punished here for not having another attacker going.
100%. And so we will be able to Monkey Dory damage off of the active.
Yeah.
Healing the damage from the bench is actually kind of problematic for Wesley. I think he would much... It's okay, Murray. It's great analysis. Yeah, Connor, exactly. I think Wesley would want to keep the damage on the bench.
Yeah, definitely. But I also would have liked... if we were knowing that Mew was going to be the attacker here, the Bravery Charm on Mew would have been really nice, too.
Yeah. That's the thing is, I don't know if I would have seen a downside to attaching
Yeah,
it.
exactly. Even if it goes onto the Fez, onto the Monkey Dory, or anything like that, Bravery Charm is just going to require Ryan just to have a little bit extra resource management to kind of knock out anything that had the Bravery Charm on it. So something I would have liked to see being put into play as well.
100%. And so we will hit for 230, heal the damage off Monkey Dory, take a 2-prize knockout. And Brian, the other thing I want to note is none of this happens if Ryan decides to not take a knockout.
Exactly. Yeah, just because, the Fez opens up everything as well. And there's just a lot of stuff that kind of goes in from there. And it's risky, too, because we're putting down the EVEX. And is that the EVEX that we're able to evolve straight up?
No. So the EVEX will allow you to evolve into any Pokemon that evolves from Eevee.
Okay.
It is the baby 50 HP Eevee that has the ability that when it goes in the active. So we could get that Eevee still, but we would need an Area 0 Underdepths and also an out to that baby Eevee.
And the reason why I ask too is because, if we have to wait a turn for that EVEX to evolve, it's a liability right now.
100%.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, 200 HP. It's really easy to knock out the EVEX, and I don't even know what the attack does, but if it has an attack that has a lot of damage on it, we can possibly knock that out with Mew EX also.
Bryce, I think Ryan's at 4 prizes, right? Knocked out Screamtail and Frillish.
I believe so.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
That is super duper relevant. So
Yes.
just wanted to make sure on that.
Yeah, just because, I mean, stuff like Counter Catcher and stuff like that are also very important to kind of consider as well. So looking on Ryan's turn now, I'm trying to figure out what we're kind of able to do here, because I think we would need, if we wanted to attack, yeah, there we go. We would need Area 0 at least, and then seems like we need to have some sort of energy to take some sort of damage here. So it looks like we're going to use the quick search to grab something, and I'm thinking Fan Rotom might be what we use to attack.
And I would tend to agree with that. I don't actually know if you want to put much more damage into play.
Yeah.
But again, this is another one. I would just love to see a Gust Up on a Gardevoir EX.
Yeah.
Because we have no energy in discard. It's going to be very difficult to get it out of the active. And so for those of you who are watching this, Gardevoir is an incredibly strong deck, but it has some weaknesses. And one of those is it operates out of the discard pile. And so if it does not have a way to access or put energy into the discard, it has no way to kind of move or do all the cool stuff it wants to. So
yeah, definitely.
Like, Brian, you got to go after the weaknesses.
Yeah, you absolutely do. And right now the weakness seems to be that we don't have energy here. So being able to stall stuff into the active seems to be the big thing until we can set up something maybe like the Sylveon, so we can get maybe an Angel Light or anything like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so we do have Crispin available. We don't have Crystal available anymore.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, Flareon does not play something like Teal Mask Ogerpon or another way to accelerate energy. It's all manual attachments and Crispin.
Yeah, definitely. So it's a little tougher now just because our resources are a little thin here.
They are. We've got plenty of energy available. We've got another Eevee available. But we're basically taking this turn off.
Yeah, and that's really tough too, because if you're taking a turn off against Gardevoir, it just makes it even tougher to come back from, because Gardevoir is already really slow here, and being able to give it time to either catch up or get ahead just means that it's going to be harder for you to close out your game.
So Terrapagos or Clefairy could be huge here, because we would be able to Crispin take a knockout. I don't know if Ryan has an out to get there, though.
Yeah, I feel like if we were looking to do something like that, we would have grabbed it by now with the Knock Towel.
I would think so. And it looks like we have a damaged sleeve here that we're going to do a quick repair on. And so, Brian, Connor brought up what some of the other attackers are in this Eevee deck. What are some of like the big attackers? Oh, and we are just saying we're going to swap a sleeve for a non-damaged one and then figure out a new sleeve situation after the game.
Yeah. Oh, well. What were you asking? Sorry, it got
No. So, what are some of the other attackers in this deck outside of Leafeon, Flareon, and sometimes Sylveon?
Yeah, I mean, Flareon, like the main one, but I mean, Terrapagos is an easy one just because it kind of acts kind of like the EVEX, where it like opens up the Area 0 and the Noctowl engine to be able to take any of those big knockouts. And I mean, kind of like what we were kind of joking about around earlier is Cruel Arrow is definitely an attack we can use. It's not something we'll use all the time, but it's one of those things where if you really want to play to your outs, you're going to use the Cruel Arrow when you need it. So that's another attacker you can kind of consider as well.
And so it's less helpful here when there's already 2 Gardevoir EX down, but against some Dracloaks, against some Dusclops, like that is really good.
Yeah, definitely.
And unfortunately, we are seeing just a go into Fan Rotom here. I got to imagine we see the Crispin played today, right? Or this turn?
I think so. We would need it to be played at least.
Oh, but we are going to see the manual attachment. But yeah, I think we got a Crispin here.
Yeah, I think so.
Because otherwise, we're going to be yet another attachment behind, and we've already used a Noctowl to get outs to Crispin. So, Bryce, would you mind kindly asking about pace of play for them? So we were just talking about earlier, one of the big things we're going to need to do, especially going into new formats, is monitor that pace of play.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
All right, so we do see the Crispin come down.
So I'm wondering where we're putting that. I guess we're going to put it onto the Eevee.
Oh.
The other one goes into hand.
Which makes me think that the intent is to go back into Leafeon, since Flareon has water, lightning fire
Or
as
this
its
could be
carnelian attack.
Sylveon.
Well, that's a good question.
Yeah, Sylveon doesn't Sylveon have water in the Angelite attack?
It does.
Yeah.
It does. It's water psychic lightning, I
Yeah.
believe. All right, but now looking at Wesley's hand, see Arvin.
Yeah. Arvin grabbing, let's see here.
I have a dumb question, Brian.
Yes.
Why didn't we just knock out the EVX?
Yeah. That's what I was wondering too.
Is there a reason why to not do that?
I think that's let's find out.
That's reasonable.
Yeah.
But I mean that's kind of my thought is
Yeah. I mean, how are we able to knock it out?
Mew.
Mew.
So EVEX's attack does 200 damage.
But do we need Gus though? Does he play boss or anything? Counter catcher's not open right now.
Well, we just used Arvin.
Oh,
and
we
there
did
was a
use
boss
Arvin.
in hand.
There was
I
boss in
believe.
hand. Oh, then yeah. Why didn't we just knock out EVEX then? Yeah, just because that EVEX is just going to end up getting evolved anyways.
Well, I thought there was a boss in hand. Maybe I was incorrect, but
yeah, because I feel like boss isn't being played in Gardevoir very often, and if it is, it's like a one of.
John, they are indeed blinding. There is
Yes.
just bling everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere.
So then, what do you think Wesley's route to win here is?
I think he's just going to be really relying on the Mew EX here because if he's able to just copy the Assault Landing here, and then if we go into Sylveon the next turn, then we can respond with our own Angel Light.
That is true.
That's a line.
Now, I don't think Ryan would be too sad if he got
Yeah.
two of his Noctiles Angelited into the deck, but
Yeah. Well, is Angel Light only on the bench, or is that anywhere on
the
the
bench.
board? Okay.
Two of your opponent's bench Pokemon.
Yeah. Then maybe the Pidgeot gets Angel Lighted.
Well, I think actually
Yeah.
Wesley's going to try for a Devo play eventually to knock out the Pidgeot.
Okay.
But now we do see Wesley go down to odd prizes.
Fez is going to kick in here. We have that Eevee as well.
We do
And
have the
that-
Clefairy.
Yeah, I feel like that Eevee is also going to be a liability if we put that down here, especially with two Monkey Dories in the active, or just being played.
No, I would tend to agree.
Yeah.
And so now we are going to be able to quick search.
Yeah.
I don't know what we're getting here. In our
Yeah.
previous discussion of being able to stall up a Guard EX or something, that's kind of out the window
Yeah.
because now there's more energy in the discard.
Definitely. But I think that's why he's eyeing Glass Trumpet.
Ooh, and so Brian, tell us
Yeah.
about that card. What the heck does that do?
Glass Trumpet, I believe it gets one energy into one colorless on each, two colorless on like colors Pokemon on the bench.
Yes.
Yeah.
As long as there's a Terra Pokemon in play, yes.
Yeah, you can put like one energy on on each colorless or something
Which
like
is
that.
pretty
Yeah,
good.
which is pretty good. Yeah.
And so this is where we may actually see that Angelite, because if we
Yeah.
could Angelite both Guardy EX into the deck,
Yeah.
Mew EX is only going to be able to Angelite or use, I think, that guard attack.
Yeah.
I forget which one it is. We see the
The
attachment,
attachment
there.
for turn.
So I'm assuming we're going to see that Glass Trumpet followed by a Sylveon.
Yeah, I don't see the Glass Trumpet in hand though, so I don't know if we ended up grabbing it or not.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Are we just,
I think
we're
we just
passing?
passed. We just passed. That's interesting.
I think Wesley also thinks that's interesting.
Yeah, because I think we just
Oh, we just knock out the
Eevee.
Well, no. We can't Gust knock out the
Oh.
Eevee, but we can knock out the Latias.
Oh, the Latias. Yeah, we can knock out the Latias by copying the Eon Blade.
Interesting. And then we
Iono.
see the Iono. And I mean, it's clear Ryan is trying to set up a big sweep, like
Yeah.
game-winning play here.
Yeah. Oh, I think we're before we play the Iono, we're gonna use Ultra Ball to grab something out of the deck.
Which makes
First,
sense to just
yeah.
thin at this
Yeah,
point.
then at this point, we can grab Monkey Dory here, which is pretty good. Shuffle it up a little bit.
This is not great, Brian.
Yeah.
I will say, for Wesley, this is great.
Oh, yeah.
We're cruising. Everything feels awesome. The world is his oyster. For
Yeah.
Ryan,
Wait, because I think with Wesley, I think if he has 3 energy, can't he just double Monkey, knock out Eevee, and then just win the game?
Eevee has 70 HP.
Oh, I thought that was the 50 HP one.
No, that
Yeah.
is a 70 HP one.
Yeah.
And so what I think Wesley's plan is, I'm going to knock out Latias with
Yeah.
my Mew EX here. And then the next turn, I'm just going to attach a TM Devo to
Yeah.
something and take my last prize on
Yeah,
the Pidgey.
that seems pretty decent. Yeah, I can see that being a good play.
Especially because now with that Pheasantipity down, if Ryan knocks anything out, we're going to be able to activate Fez and go
Yeah.
get what we need out of the deck.
Definitely. So we're going to bump the area 0 here.
Which I assume will clear a Noctowl from the board.
Pretty good.
Yeah, and I think, I don't know if Ryan expected Wesley to be able to take a knockout when leaving Latias in the active.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely interesting. I feel like at that point, you maybe leave Noctowl. And that seems risky.
So.
And that seems risky in itself, but I feel like that's the only thing that you can kind of leave comfortably in the active.
All right, so we do see one more damage moved off of the Mew EX. And then, we'll just see the swing for 200, I think
we see the Eon Blade, and this Mew EX is putting in work.
This Mew EX has taken 5 prizes.
Yeah.
That is wild.
I
and we'll
know.
see the 2 prizes taken by Wesley.
Yeah, so we're going to see the EVEX come into play now. And, I mean, this just goes to show, I mean, this is a really hard deck to pilot.
It is, and I think that's one of the big things with Eevee is it is so difficult to play.
Yeah, and I think that's why I've decided I don't want to touch this deck with a 10-foot pole.
That's very reasonable stance.
Yeah, because I don't think I could ever pilot this deck at all.
So I would say, it is hard to do, but it is doable.
Yeah, definitely.
And so we will see, is that off of the Pidgeot?
I think it's the Quick Search, yeah.
Okay, so Pidgeot for Lightning.
And then do we... Oh, Glass Trumpet, okay. Glass Trumpet. I'm trying to figure out what we're trying to do here.
I don't know.
Yeah, looks like we're just going to... Boss Fez, and then maybe just swing in with the Eevee. I don't think that does enough damage, though.
I don't think so either. And as long as Kenneth, yes. Noctowl decks are cool.
Yeah.
They're awesome, hard to play. And sometimes you just hit it, and other times they Iono you to 4, and none of those are outs to Noctowl.
And I think that's the Terapagos that just went down.
I believe so.
Yeah. Which is weird because we already used our attachment for turn.
Yes.
So...
All right, and so we have the Glass Trumpet.
We have Trumpet.
And yes, Mew can just copy the 200 for a knockout. I think what Ryan may be playing for is to stick this Pheasantipity for a turn, but I don't know if that's actually going to happen.
Yeah, I don't know either.
And so we see the Glass Trumpet come down.
Yeah.
Listen, y'all are hearing us kind of stutter here.
I know, because we're trying to figure out what we're trying to do, too.
But now we just see the attach, retreat, Mew EX, 200, and that is
game. That's game. And Wesley takes it with very interesting lines, too, like really utilizing the Mew EX, Monkey Dories, and all of that stuff. So very well played on his side as well.
That was a very interesting game. Now, I hate to say it on Ryan's side, clearly some struggles. I think we got a little lost in the sauce at times. But Wesley was able to close it out.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
and I mean, playing to the outs too of knowing what the Mew EX is able to do was really integral in this dub here.
So I think Mew EX is such a weapon in any deck that can take advantage of it because it allows you to use your opponent's game plan against them.
Yeah.
Bryce, do you mind throwing up that data for the Eevee box comparison? Awesome. So this is something I did want to talk about because Eevee box did okay at Worlds, especially for how little played it was. But there are a couple key things in it. If you guys haven't already used Limitless Labs or Trainer Hill online, incredible resources. Really, really recommend it. Because I just pulled out a section of it specifically about the Pokemon. And we were talking a little bit about Sylveon. Sylveon was essential and a huge piece in this deck.
Yeah.
But it clearly dropped off recently. And a lot of people moved to a purely Flareon, Leafeon build. And you can kind of see here.
Yeah.
Sylveon's only in about 80% of decks, but now Wellspring Mask Ogerpon is also in about 80% of decks.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. I feel like when it comes to it's just because of Gardevoir, I feel like. Because instead of trying to Angelite double Guardy and win that way, I feel like a lot of people have gone the route of let's use Flareon with Gravity Mountain instead.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, which is pretty decent. And I mean, you can grab Gravity Mountain off of Noctowl, so
yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a move that you can do.
And I will say, Wellspring Mask Ogerpon helps immensely against Dragapult as well.
Yeah, and we saw that on the World stream too. The World stream, whenever I forgot who was playing it, but they were definitely cooking with that Wellspring Ogerpon. They got that like donk win with it, which was kind of crazy.
Ooh, Bruno saying Umbreon EX is better than Terrapago's Bruno hit us, because I actually don't know on that one.
Yeah.
Well, so Brian, I think Flareon has two really, really hard matchups. One is Guardy.
Yeah.
The other one is actually Dragapult Dusknoir.
Yeah.
It's a very tough matchup for this deck, even with Clefairy.
Yeah, definitely. Just because, I mean, Dragapult's able to take so many prizes at the same time, and that's really what makes it very difficult. And is able to take multiple prizes, like with EPEX in the active, taking advantage of that as a liability. Being able to take like 4 prize turns with like Dusknoir on Mew EX on the bench and like putting damage counters on it. So there's a lot of really intricate lines that you can take to take out this deck.
Yes, and absolutely. So taking prizes with the Ogerpon does take a different route than disrupting or angeliting.
Yeah.
And dude, Jolly, way to crush it with Blissey. That is awesome. That is also good Guardy didn't show.
Yeah.
Well, so Brian, with this like Leafeon or Eevee deck, what is a reason to play this over some other decks, whether with Sylveon or without?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the times people like playing like a deck like this just because they want outs to different things. Like they want to be able to do a lot of different things with one archetype and not being limited.
Yeah.
With you know with like a bad matchup or anything like that. They want to put all of their beans kind of like into like I'm just going to outskill you kind of thing.
Which, to be fair, I'm a huge fan of.
Yeah.
I think there is absolutely... Also, how did one person not play Pheasantipity in this deck?
Yeah.
But, like, I think it is okay to say, number one, hey, I'm going to give myself the opportunity to beat you with the most decisions and options available. But I would also say on the flip side, like, y'all who are playing, whether new to the game, been playing for a while, whatever, it's also okay to pick up a deck that says, I don't actually get to make many decisions here, but my deck's strong enough it's going to carry me anyway.
Yeah.
For instance... Jolting Box, which we talk famously about what flavor of crayons person prefers best, but kind of like you're saying, it's the opposite of this.
Yeah, definitely.
So then, Brian, is this a deck you would ever play?
No, never. I'm not touching this with a 10-foot pole. No.
All right, so I know you said a little earlier. I want to give you a chance to explain a little bit why. Why would you not touch this thing?
I do not have the time to learn the lines of this deck. Like, I already loved playing Gardevoir. And I even put that down because I was like, dude, this deck is way too hard too. I need to get something a little bit more of my a little more of like I can kind of learn this a little bit quicker kind of thing. But yeah, I could not play this deck. No.
That's fair. Kenneth, Wandering Despair and playing Porygon. Number one, why? Number two, didn't you just win a cup like 2 weeks ago playing Frostlass? Yes, Turtle did get crushed by Unfair Stamp.
Yeah, I really like the Turtle Boof deck too. I was playing that for a bit,
Oh, that
too.
was a thing.
I liked it because it had a good Terrabox matchup, and Terrabox was kind of on the decline, but still people were playing it, so I really liked that deck, too. But, yeah, that deck got shut down super hard by Guardy.
Size matter, I hate to break it to you, my friend. I am glad Typhlosion is doing very, very well for you in that League Challenge, but Typhlosion won 2 rounds out of 13 at Worlds.
Oh, it's so rough.
3 people played it with 2 wins combined across the 3 people. And that included multiple losses to Gholdengo. And that is, unfortunately, not a ringing endorsement for the deck.
Yeah, Typhlosion, tough.
I know. But that being said, dude, if Typhlosion's working with you, play it. Yeah. Like, if it's winning, if you found the way to have it be successful, roll with it.
Yeah.
They need to... It could be that they need to believe harder. Bryce, we on our last round here? Beautiful. So we can go to that.
Yep. So it seems like we're setting up here. I'm trying to see what we might have here.
Well, we will have...
Oh, Reno!
Reno playing Miraidon versus Brandon playing Dusknoir Dragapult. Miraidon's not a deck we've talked about much so far.
Yeah, I know. And I know John Wangar was asking about the Miraidon, and his wish is our command here.
Yes.
Yeah, so... Looks like we have either what is Aura that we can put or a Mew EX.
And I mean, I think either are fine starters. Zeraora is probably a little less good early in the game.
Yeah. but I really like the snipe potential that it has.
I agree. And Brandon immediately reading this.
I only know
what is going on.
I only know about this Zeraora because I was playing some fun games with Martin, and I was getting absolutely fried by that card. It is not funny the amount of games that I've lost because of that thing.
So for those who are watching at home, Zeraora has 2 attacks. 1 scratch, just 30, whatever. Yeah. But the second attack, don't know the name of it, 3 lightning energy. Discard all energy attached to this Pokemon and do 210 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon EXs. Yep. That's pretty good, Brian.
That is pretty good. There's a lot of times where my Mew EX or my Squawkabilly or anything like that gets just completely sniped.
Well, and that's exactly it. It is, I was listening to Azul's video today. It is a fantastic closer.
Yeah.
It is also really good mid-game to steal a Fez when coupled with an Iono or something.
Yeah, definitely.
Although I should note, this deck doesn't play Iono.
No.
Yeah, there's no disruption here.
Yeah.
We are just digging and murdering. And John, just for you, my friend. Just for you.
Exactly. Yeah, your wish is our command.
Yes. All right, so then, Brian, what is Reno doing this turn?
Yeah, so Reno is trying to... I'm thinking he might be eyeing like Miraidon to get some tandem units going. I was also thinking about Squawkabilly, but Squawkabilly feels tough because that means we would have to discard our Prime Catcher.
I do think Squawk has to be the way here, though, because we have nothing playable in hand outside of that.
Yeah, especially going first also. It's very tough here with no supporter or anything like that. So looks like we're just going to grab the Squawk here, and then we are going to hopefully get something good here.
I would not mind attaching that Lightning to the Squawk and then benching the Mew.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that either, just because, I mean, it's going to take this Dragapult deck a little bit to get set up here, and Motivate would be pretty decent into getting some of these energies into play here.
Well, especially Motivate onto an Iron Hands.
Oh, yeah.
Because you save yourself so much margin if you don't hit any generators before you get Itchy Pollen.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm pretty sure, does that Zeraora have free retreat or no?
It does.
Okay. Yeah, I do remember that then as like a big part of it.
And I also don't mind Squawk and seizing this whole 4-card hand because none of these are essentials to keep.
Yeah.
Since you can't really use Prime Catcher anyway.
Definitely.
And John, I believe the Zeraora was in Ross's original list, so it's a cool inclusion.
Yeah, definitely. So not much more we can do here, really.
No, actually, this hand is so good. We have an Iron Hands. We have a generator. Oh, wait, I thought I saw a generator.
Yeah, I thought I saw a generator too, but then I was like, no, there's no generator.
That's demoralizing then.
Yeah. Looks like we're just going to attach onto the Iron Hands. We're going to put the Latias into play potentially.
Do we need to?
I don't think we do. And then I guess we're passing it over.
And I mean, not a great turn 1, but not atrocious.
Yeah, I still would have liked to see the energy being put onto the Squawk, though, because, I mean, if we get something like a Budew into play, then generators are getting turned off.
That is true. I think what Reno may be saying is that if I don't get Budew locked, getting the energy on hands is huge because now I'm a generator attach away.
Yeah.
If I do, hopefully I find my 1 energy that'll enable me to motivate. And John, I don't actually know on 1 or 2. We can check with Reno afterwards. All right, so then Brian, what is Brandon doing?
Yeah, it wants to just get set up. You know, we want to see a bunch of Dreepies coming down here. We want to see the Duskulls come down as well. Hopefully some sort of energy attachment. If we're able to get Budew into play, Budew would be really good here because, I mean, it's like what I was saying earlier. It turns off the generators for now. It could slow down the speed that Miraidon wants to have.
John, that's a good point. And that's what Azul was talking about today as well as I was driving up here. Yeah, you want to force your opponent, Brandon, to take 7 prizes, and it's hard to do that when you give him 2 single prizes.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so we do see the Ultra Ball for Latias.
Yeah, the Latias could be good too, because Latias means you can still attach to one of the Dreepies and still free retreat into a Budew.
And I mean, that's a huge deal because I think Brandon lives in fear of this Iron Hands EX.
Definitely. So we definitely need to see some sort of big setup here. Neo upper energy.
And we see the Iono. And so Reno's just praying no Budew follows this because if there isn't a Budew, there's a Budew.
Yeah, there's a Budew.
there's definitely a Budew.
Yeah.
But Reno's hand is word I'm not allowed to say on stream.
It's not too great.
No.
Yeah, it seems like generator's fine, but it's like I said, it would have been nice if we had that energy onto the Squawk so we can motivate to the Iron Hands.
100%. Now, the deck still plays 15 or 16
Yeah,
energy.
so you can still draw into it, but
the
thank you,
the
Murray.
hands is pretty good. I don't know if
Yeah.
it's going to be good right now, but so then we
Yeah.
see the draw.
Oh, perfect. Look at that.
I'm saying.
Never
I'm
punished.
saying. Never punished.
Never punished. Let's see if Reno sees the line, though.
I hope so.
Yeah. Let's see here. We got one energy here. We can't use a generator here.
We cannot. Now, if we could, oh boy, but unfortunately, it looks like Motivate may
Yeah.
need the move.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh, scratch. Is this a scratch angle?
Can we scratch for 30?
We can scratch for 30.
What do you think about this, Brian?
I kind of like that, actually. I don't hate it.
No, actually, if this is a knockout, I love this.
Yeah.
Oh, no, is it only scratch for 20?
Oh,
Never
God,
mind. This
never
is
mind.
horrible.
Yeah,
this is horrible. This is a terrible decision.
Yeah.
All right, so then talk us through the turn here.
Yeah, so we have Iono coming down here, and we're just hoping to get some Cloaks into play now.
So why do you think Reno did not Motivate there?
Yeah, I feel like you would want to Motivate. I don't know. That's just what I think, though, because I mean, Motivate would just get the Iron Hands in play so much faster, and I mean, this Badoo's still gonna be played anyways.
That is very
Yeah.
true. And I would also agree with you.
Yeah.
I do think Motivate would have been the play there.
Yeah, so looks like we're gonna grab a Luminous Energy here, and Brandon's looking real good here.
Oh,
He's
man,
got a
yes, we
great-
are.
Real good setup here. So we're gonna probably play the Jamming Tower here.
Rafal, we are all aligned.
I
We
know,
all wanted to see
I
Reno
know,
Motivate.
We all wanted to see it. Yep.
And then we'll Itchy Pollen for 10.
Yeah, so Itchy Pollen again. Let's see what we grab here. Ultra Ball again, so we don't have too much we can do. We have a lot of energy, so I guess we can keep manually attaching to this Iron Hands, but I mean, we would have definitely wanted, I mean, I feel like if we motivated, we would be able to use Iron Hands now.
And that, I think,
Yeah.
is a big deal.
That's a big deal.
Because, like you said, being able to take 2 prizes now is a whole lot better than trying to take 2 or hit through a Dragapult.
Yeah.
But Miraidons of the past had an issue where they could not hit through big EXs more than once.
Yeah.
Miraidons in current times, we got a new card in this deck, Brian.
Yeah. We got the Zekrom now.
We do, and that Zekrom is terrifying for
yeah.
any EX Pokemon.
Definitely.
Bruno, no, it's not great.
It's not great for him.
But we will be able to one-shot multiple Dragapults if we need to throughout this game.
Yeah, definitely. And I wouldn't say it's a GG's at this point, just because, I mean, Brandon still has to draw into Dragapult. I mean, there's still a lot of things that kind of need to happen, and Iron Hands can still do a lot of work here, so there's definitely still some outs to win this game for Reno's side. Another thing to kind of consider as well is that the Latias is still in play as well, which is also kind of a 2-prize liability that Photon Blast can definitely knock out pretty easily.
And the other thing I do want to add to that, too, is Reno's going to take a knockout on this Budu.
Mm-hmm.
If Brandon pops that Dusclops or Dust Noir, that means Reno has to take only 4 prizes to win the game, and that's 2 attacks.
Yep.
And so that puts a ton of pressure on Brandon to be able to close out this game before Reno can.
Yep, so we're going to see the draw come back onto Brandon's hand here. And, I mean, we see that Ultra Ball now, so we're going to be able to use that Dragapult now. So, oh, you see that water energy?
Was that a water energy?
That was a
it
water
may be
energy.
a proxy for something.
Yeah, it could be.
And we see Bear and a Dusclops.
Yeah. So, let's see what we end up doing here. So, I guess we're going to play the Hilda here to grab an evolution. So, this will be for our Dragapult. And I think we're trying to see if we have another Dracloak here to put into play as well. So, that would be pretty good because we can get another energy. We can attach that to one of the Dracloaks, and then we still have the Ultra Ball to be able to grab our Dragapult. So we're in a really good spot here right now.
Agreed. And Logan, I agree. I think Hands is dead. But if it is, that means Zekrom will be knocking out Latias.
Yep.
And so if is that just actually a water
I think
energy?
It is just a water energy. Yeah.
What are we playing with water energy?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out that too.
I am fascinated by that.
Yeah.
All right, we'll think about it later. But regardless, Brian, what's the move for Brandon now?
Yeah, I think we're just going to keep drawing into stuff. I mean, we're going to use the Ultra Ball to discard. It is a proxy.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, we're going to use that to grab the Dragapult, and we are going to Phantom Dive here.
So Zekrom has 230 HP. So Pult does not one-shot the
Yeah.
Zekrom back. And that, I think, is the reason why I think Reno's still in this game.
Yeah,
Because we do have a way to reach for multiple prizes.
definitely.
All right, we see the attachment.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out if we blow up this Dusclops now.
Zekrom does do 50 to itself, and that
Yeah.
is catastrophic.
Yes.
I stand corrected, Logan. Yes.
Yes. Okay, so we're going to be putting some damage counters in now. 3 onto the...
That would be a hell of a tech to have a
Yes.
Wellspring in this thing.
Wellspring would be funny.
But now for Reno, again, Reno isn't out of this game.
Yeah, I mean, we still have like energy we can put into play. And I mean, now that the Badoo's out of play, we can play Generator, which is huge.
We can. We can also Ultra Ball
Yeah.
for Fez.
Yeah, we can Ultra Ball for Fez, or we can. I feel like Ultra Balling for Miraidon's not a bad idea too, just because that can kind of thin like stuff like the Zekrom into play, and we can kind of get that going too potentially.
Logan, I appreciate the love, and boy, oh boy, will I never claim to not be wrong all the time. We will see that Ultra Ball, and I mean, Brian, this is getting Fez, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Because I mean, if we're able to Gust Hands knock out that Dusclops,
That would be huge. Yeah,
like
definitely.
holy,
Yeah, that definitely puts Reno back in the game.
100%. And do we play any Stadium outs in this deck?
I'm trying to figure that out too, because I know older iterations of Miraidon did play stuff like Area 0.
I don't know if this one does, because
No,
I don't
I-
think we
I-
actually play Pikachu.
No, I don't think we play Pika. I feel like this one would play something like Artisan or like, I don't even know what other stadium it could play.
Do we not have Pheasantipity available?
Ooh. Let's find out.
Next time
Yeah.
on... Yeah, my guess is we don't have Fez
yeah,
then.
I'm guessing too.
So what this deck does play, though, is for Pokemon Catcher.
Yes.
And so even if we aren't able to find a boss, we still have no stadiums.
Oh, no stadiums.
Well,
Oh, well.
but I
Looks
mean,
like-
it doesn't matter if we just go catcher 2 prizes, catcher 2 prizes.
Yeah, but the only thing now is that, I mean, we need to have 4 energy onto this Iron Hands now. And we need to have, I mean, the jamming tower's in play too, which is also something to kind of consider.
Well,
Okay, 1 energy. So we're able to attack this turn.
yes. Unfortunately, it's probably not the attack
Yeah.
we're hoping for
Mhm.
without some more flexibility.
Yeah.
And Brandon has only taken 1 prize. So currently, Zekrom's only hitting for 180.
Yeah, so it's not really doing too much here. We're kind of relying on the Zekrom to be like that late game closer.
So one thing that Reno could do is actually go onto this Miraidon. And I think that is what he's going to do.
Yeah.
And yes, I think that's a big deal, Logan, is that we did not want to knock that out. And Raydog, there is no HQ or neutralization
Yeah,
coming down.
There's no stadium in this deck.
Nope.
Yeah.
And so, Brian, I guess here's my question for you.
Yeah.
Do we want to knock out Dusclops?
I would hope so. I feel like the Dusknoir line is one of the main ways that you win as Dragapult, especially if you're getting run over.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's not quite what we were hoping for.
Yep.
And I would agree. And so that's, I think, where it's tricky, because by knocking out Dusclops, Reno does still force himself to take 2 more knockouts.
Yeah.
But Brandon can't do a sick combo turn.
Yeah. So we'll kind of see where he's going to be looking to do from here. It's kind of tough, though, because on Reno's side, all of his energies are kind of divided.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is an advantage because there's a little more flexibility.
Yeah.
It's also a disadvantage because things are not great.
Yeah, it looks like we're just going to Photon Blast here.
Well, we have not. Oh, we did play Arven, correct?
Yeah. Unless we play... Yeah, looks like we're just going to go for the swing here.
How do you feel about that?
I think it's okay. I mean, it's going to be putting the Dragapult here into range of knockout, which I think is okay.
Well, the other thing it
Yeah.
does, it also puts it in range of hands.
Yeah. There's definitely been times where I've gotten hands for 3 prizes.
And I think that may be what Reno's going for
Yeah.
here, is saying, hey, you're not going to be able to sweep the game. I'm going to hand you for 3 prizes,
Yeah.
and then that's going to be it.
Definitely. Yeah, there's definitely a real line in that.
I don't know if it's going to happen that way,
Yeah.
but
I mean, if Reno's able to do that, that might almost make up for not motivating on turn 2.
that's very true. That would be a pretty sick sweep.
Yeah.
All right, so then what is Brandon doing this turn?
Yeah, so I think he wants to just continue to set up his board here. I want to see maybe another energy on one of those on the other Jacloak here, potentially, just so we can get other attackers kind of set up here. I want to see maybe another Dusclops or like another Duskull. That could be pretty good too, just because if we're able to get more skulls on the board here, it will elevate the amount of prizes we can take at the same time.
So that is very true. I actually would have loved to see on Brandon's hand a Monkey Dory come down with that
Monkey
Luminous
Dory would have been
attachment.
pretty good too, yeah. Because, I mean, Monkey Dory could also serve as a way to take clean knockouts against these EXs as well. Because, I mean, if we put Monkey Dory Luminous down, I mean, we're taking a knockout on the Miraidon.
100%. And so we do get to hit into this Miraidon. And, I mean, to be honest, barring 2 generators for 4 energy or something, this may be all she wrote for Reno here.
Yeah, could be. Yeah, there could definitely be some, like, big prize turns here. So
and Brandon is doing the math.
Yeah.
Okay, we put all 6 onto Squawk.
Yeah. So we see Ultra Ball on Reno's side here, but I think we just ripped the research here.
I would agree.
Yeah.
And so I do think we do have to rip the research. We have to hands this active.
Yeah.
And we just got to hope Brandon doesn't hit another Dragapult.
I know. That's all we can really rely on here. So research is going to come down. We're going to see fresh 7 here. And then...
And with that 7, we really need to see a couple generators.
Yeah, we see generator, and we need to see some energy on the board here.
Yes, agreed. Yeah. And so we see at least 1 generator.
And I think I see Countercatcher too, which is pretty decent. That could be good for the next potential turn.
It is. Unfortunately, I don't know if we're going to get to the next potential turn.
Okay, we see energy, so we're attacking for sure.
Ooh.
It's not great.
It's not great.
We're attacking for sure.
we are. Currently, we're only arm pressing, but
well,
we have energy in hand?
Yeah, we do have energy in hand.
All right, cool.
So we are attacking for sure. Like, we are going to get that amp for 3.
Which is good.
Yeah.
And necessary. But I do actually think, though, if we have a Pokemon catcher, not just a counter catcher, I think we really need to amp that Dusclops, because now that Dusclops went from something beneficial to game over if it pops.
That's true. Let's see where we're at here.
I don't think we've got anything else we can use.
Yeah.
So, I mean, is the move just to amp the active?
We just amp the active, yeah.
All right, so we see in hand, Fez, Night Stretcher.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a bit of a different list. We haven't seen any Pokemon catchers. We see a Night Stretcher and a Rod.
Yeah.
And so we will just see the amp you very much for 3 prizes.
Yeah, and it's tough, too, on Reno's side, because the game could have been very different if we had a stadium out.
Completely agree.
Yeah.
And actually, Pez, we've got game.
Yeah,
we just need a Dragapult.
Yep.
And so we see Brandon take it down with Dustpult. Do we have a second game, Bryce?
Yes.
Fantastic.
Oh, and perfect. We were just talking about Gholdengo versus Gardevoir, and we kind of get to see that matchup now.
For sure. And we see Senior already at 2 prizes down. Wesley still at 4 prizes remaining. Is this Gholdengo confused?
I have a feeling it could be.
That would be my assumption.
Yeah, just because I feel like with the 6 damage on there, it's probably some sort of mind bend angle here. Looks like there's not too much going on Wesley's side of the board. You've got the Gardevoir down, we got Fez, Monkey Dory, and then we got a handful of Dengos here going on Senior's side.
We do, and so, Brian, why is Dengo such a tough matchup for Guardy?
Yeah, it is just because, I mean, Gholdengo is able to knock out Gardevoir so easily, and it takes a lot for Gardevoir to knock out Gholdengo, just because the 260 is a big number for it to reach, because, I mean, if you're playing Drifloon, like, Drifloon Charm can take care of it very easily, but, I mean, Drifloon, like, being able to draw into Drifloon Charm is very, very difficult to do, and at the same time, if you were playing no Drifloon list, you pretty much need Triple Monkey in order to take any sort of knockout onto a Gholdengo.
And Triple Monkey is hard to pull off, especially when you're consistently applying pressure.
Exactly. Yeah, and the fact is that Gardevoir is a slow deck, and Gholdengo is attacking as soon as turn 2. So being able to you're just falling behind so much faster, and being able to just Gholdengo to just grab like Boss and E-Search Pro, you have no more Gardevoir.
Right.
Yeah.
And if we mentioned this before, if Gardevoir goes away, that is the entire engine of this deck's function.
Yeah.
Now, granted, for Wesley, we've got a Ralts, we've got a Guardy. We're probably going to be able to sustain.
Yeah.
But Senior only needs 2 knockouts.
Yeah, definitely.
So then we have the Earthen Vessel, we got the 2 energy, we have the Air Balloon. What else does Senior do in this turn?
Yeah, I think we're just trying to see if we can take the knockout. I mean, a big part is knowing if we are confused or not. That'll kind of determine what our plan is from there. Looks like...
Oh,
he just...
Well, okie dokie then.
Okay.
I think Brandon just scoops it up saying, like, hey, man, I'm not going to be able to take a knockout next turn. You're going to go down to 3 prizes remaining.
Yeah.
We're just cooked.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we see Gholdengo.
Yeah, Gholdengo doing real well today.
Senior going to 4-0. That is a whole lot of points towards qualifying for the League Invitational.
Yeah, definitely, and a lot more store credit going into the pot as well.
100%. So then, Brian, one thing I want to talk about before we end here, because that was a pretty quick one. Bryce, can you throw up that matchup percentage from World? So this is the last thing we'll talk about today before we let you all get on. But, Brian, we're going into Pittsburgh. I'm going into Pittsburgh. You're going into work. But I'm going into Pittsburgh. And I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to play.
Yeah.
And this is the matchup spread I look at.
Mm-hmm.
And holy, what a spread.
Yeah.
Because we only have 3 decks with winning records across all of this. And they are Flareon, they are Dragapult, and they are Zoroark. And those are not the decks I would have picked out of a hat.
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like a lot of it just has to do with when you have more players playing one deck, there's going to be a disparity in the skill. So obviously the win rate's going to be a lot lower, especially when you see that Gholdengo has like almost 40 more entrants compared to the next deck underneath.
Yeah.
But the win rate's not too far apart. So that's one thing you kind of have to consider is even though it's like a winning record or not a winning record, the amount of people that were playing a deck could definitely influence that really hard.
100%. I think this is always interesting data, too, coming from Worlds, because everyone who's playing there is at least a decent player.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
you are not a slouch in making it to Worlds. So I think for me, Brian, looking at this data, I actually think Dragapult, Dusknoir, and Gholdengo look like the clear best decks.
Oh, absolutely. And yes, I think that's why I've also been playing those 2 the most, is because I feel like those are probably the ones with the most consistent results that you're able to get.
And so I should also clarify, and I'm glad, Brian, we're on the same page there. The reason I say that is even though the win percentage is slightly lower compared to some others, you mentioned a really good point. Look at the volume.
Yeah.
There are so many more people playing this, and whenever you increase the sample size, the average skill level goes down just because there's more players. And so you see the best players and even just some good players still winning consistently. And man, Dingo and Pult do have horrendous mirrors, Kenneth.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, if you look at the Zoroark, I mean, winning record, but 17 people only playing it.
Yeah.
You know, that's something you kind of have to look at. It's like not many people were playing it, and the people who did play it, they probably knew the deck really well, or their opponents didn't know how to play against it.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I will say there's one other data point I'll call out here. That straight Dragapult list, I think that record is a lie.
Yeah.
And you can at me for that. But that deck is good because you do the thing. But the thing you do, I don't think is good enough to win consistently.
Yeah.
But Brian, tell me I'm wrong with that.
No, I agree too, because I feel like using the Ghost is way better than the straight Pult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so then, Brian, we got Monterey, Frankfurt coming up.
Yep.
What are you playing if you go to one of those?
Either Pult or Dengo. I guess whichever one feels better.
That's fair. That's
with
fair.
my testing. Yeah.
All right, it's fair. And so for me, going to Pittsburgh, I will tell you guys my 3 choices right now are Dragapult, Dusknoir, Terrabox, or I may pick up some crayons and pick up Joltik Dengo.
Yeah, Joltik Dengo would be a cool one too. That's something I can see myself trying out too. Yeah.
I think it's good. And Kenneth, I support you. And I don't know if that's true, but I support you. You're a hell of a player.
Yeah.
But all right, so Brian, any last comments we have before we end it today?
No, I'm just glad that we're back here again, and we're very thankful that chat's been super active. We've been able to interact with you guys a lot today. You guys are asking us a lot of questions and stuff like that, so we're really glad that we're able to interact with you guys in this way.
100%. And size matter, Typhlosion actually was on the list. I only took the top 12, and Typhlosion was actually the worst deck on the list, and I am so sorry to be the bearer of bad news for you, man. But no, Murray, it's glad to have you back. And thank you all for joining us again after we've been gone for a bit. It is awesome to have you here. And so on our end, we will have a post for the league standings. We ended a little early, so we'll just get it online. But we will post the league standings afterwards. Thank you all very much for joining, and we will actually see you here next week here at Nerd Rage Gaming.